Hey guys, look at my special guest tonight. Oh my
Hi,
gosh,
everybody.
I had to just bring you out right away. Sorry my clips weren't loading. Every time I click on it, it would send up an error message and it said, your browser failed to load the clip. I was like, this is really cool. I'm so happy that you matched my dark energy tonight with your background and your lighting. Like, this is the way that this room is set up for YouTube lighting, because the actual light that I work with is this fluorescent light, and I can't use that to record. And those daggum girls on the podcast, there's one of them now, Angie, they're all bright and happy and shiny, and I was looking like I lived in a dungeon on the podcast. I need you to come on there, and so I brightened it up, and it doesn't look that great. I need to find somewhere else to record the podcast.
It looks good the way it is.
Yeah, maybe I'll just stick with this. But guys, if you are not familiar with Will, Reseller Madness, you're going to get familiar tonight. We're going to have 2 hours of great conversation. I'm so glad that you're here.
Glad to be here, Rachel. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
I watched an interview that you had recently with Danny May. I really enjoyed that.
She is fun.
I have a lot of people say, hey, I love your positive energy and like smiling face and everything. So I feel like if they like that over here on my channel, they would love that over on your channel, because I never see you in anything but a positive mind space.
That's the way it gets done.
You're always smiling. Your face probably hurts by the time you go to bed like mine.
Here's
Sometimes
the thing. You just get used to it. After a while, it just kind of feels natural to be this way.
Yeah, just be happy.
Yeah.
They're going to be asking you what your secret to happiness is by the end of the show. Let's say hi to some friends that popped in. Christopher Nutter is here. Hello, Christopher. Oh my gosh, it's Santa. I know him. Early bird gets the worm, Christopher, but the second mouse gets the cheese. That's a good one. Hello, Christy. Guys, I have a pinned comment at the top, and the scroll across the bottom, like the ticker explains. But just to preface for everyone that's here, I just didn't want to have to keep saying it throughout the show and you guys get really tired of hearing it, but I will say it now. So my parents finally have electricity and Wi-Fi back after the hurricane, and my mom's eBay store, she can finally list again and sell again, but after like 2 weeks of not any activity at all. I was hoping that maybe, if you need any Christmas gifts you haven't picked up yet, we could click through and support her. So I posted that. It's pinned up at the top. Fireball Flippers are here. Hello. I'm glad that you're here. Where are you guys from, Fireball Flippers? I'm unfamiliar with exactly. I've never asked where they're from. Let's see. Abel is here. Hello, Abel. Hello. I have my popcorn. I'm ready for the party. Christy, I was just talking about you. We were talking about resellers from Texas. Hey, you checking in from Disney World. Girl, you're epic level right there. Checking in from Disney. Smash the like, guaranteed sale, or your money back for the show. That's true. I'll issue refunds at the end of the show if you don't get a sale. Here is my friend, Angie. It's true. Will,
Angie.
like, guaranteed sale. Angie is epic. I love her. Let's see. JRKR1964. Hello. Look, my friend Christopher's here. I buy chit. I'm gonna have to mute and cough real quick, guys. I'm so sorry. I unmuted mid cough there. I'm so unprofessional tonight, and I feel like you have everything together, so don't judge me, okay?
Not at all.
This is Joey Love Medina. Nice. Hi, beautiful. Well, hello. I'm glad that you're here. This is a new name for me. Let's see here. The Pig and Preacher is here. I saw him. Yeah, I saw him right on your post today that he'd definitely be here tonight.
That's Keith.
He has recently went full-time as a reseller. That's so epic. Like, sold his lawn care company and is full-time now. Now his wife is the one that she does the most epic like graphic design for a lot of resellers. She drew a picture of us during one of the podcasts. She drew all three of us and drew like a little lunch sack for the Let's Do Lunch podcast, and it looks so cool. We've been talking about making it stickers maybe.
That's awesome.
Really cool. Will is the best. Oh, you got a fan there.
Thanks,
Dawn
man.
is here, and my dad is here. Hello, Dad. And my mom. And Matt is here. Hello, Matt. Let's see. Anthony C says, hello, hello. So upset I'm at work and I'm going to miss out on reseller madness. I'll be in and out for sure. And you know what, Anthony? I'm going to go ahead and leave this one up for you just in case, and it'll be here when you get back. Tanya, I'm pretty sure this is pronounced Tanya. That's how I always pronounce it in my mind. Does that sound right to you?
Sounds pretty good to me.
Tanya Garcia. Hi, Rachel. And your guest. Anthony C is totally worth skipping work for. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Get out of work. Nasita 16. Hi. Oh, hey, Vanessa. This is my new reseller friend in town. She's in the same town as me. I say reseller friend. Okay. She owns a different company, but she said, I have a Poshmark and a Mercari. And I was like, somebody in my town that has a Poshmark? Say no more. As far as I'm,
is that pretty rare around you?
Do what?
Is that pretty rare around you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's fewer than 10 resellers in my whole town, and I could count the number of ones that actually sell online.
Wow.
There's fewer than 10, I would say maybe 7 in the whole county.
Whoa,
that I've ever met. And I'm at our one and only thrift store quite a bit, so you'd think I'd run into them. Gina with the Lake Exchange is here evening, just cleaning some stuff to list tomorrow. I hope you get it all listed. The Artful Journey, hello from Waco. What a beautiful area. Have you ever been to Waco?
No, never.
Me neither.
That's Texas, yeah?
Yeah, and okay. I understand that's like a really pretty area, so I'd like to go there.
I did Tyler, Texas. I've been to Houston. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I cut through on 66, like northern Texas, and then I've been down to Corpus Christi one time. But that's it. Yeah, it's a big state. I feel like bigger than a lot of countries. Coco says, hey guys, just wanted to say hi, but can't stay. Had to take the baby to the ER. She's going to be okay though. Hope you all have an awesome live. Coco, I hope that your baby is fine. Definitely praying for her to return to health very soon if she's not already.
Yeah, thanks for stopping in, but take good care of that baby.
For sure. I can only hope and pray for a sale tonight. Well, Dawn, just like the live, and you should be good. Just made $100 purchase to show support. Surely not, Christopher. Hang on, let me check my eBay real quick. My eBay's my phone is like trying to die on me. Listen, I gotta tell y'all what Christopher did last night. I have a message from someone that I sent the wrong item to. I don't do that all the time, but when I do, it's a sleeveless dress, and they bought a. I sent her a long sleeve maternity dress in a size medium, and she bought a sleeveless maternity dress in a size large. They're both heather gray, and I just saw the brand and I pulled it, and I didn't even think about that other dress, so I'm just gonna make it right and send her the other one immediately, and hopefully she's not too mad. Let's see what she said. I asked her, oh yeah, I knew that was it. I was like, wait a minute, can you tell me the one that I sent you? Oh look, she's got her husband holding it up. That's so cute. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'll send it out to you right away. She's like, no problem, I'll like just keep the other one. That's so embarrassing. You ever make total mistakes like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the right way to handle it. You know, you just get the right item to them as fast as you can. And at the times that I've done that, it wasn't worth having them ship the item back. So they ended up with 2 items, and I got positive feedback out of it.
Yeah, because you don't want to like cause them extra stress of having to like get it in the mail and all that. And it's not worth it. It's not worth paying for the shipping for that item back either.
Nah.
I'm just embarrassed that I did it. But what I was going to tell you, so last night, I was like done with the day. I'm telling you, Will, it was all first world problems, but there were a lot of them yesterday. Like everything that I set my hands to, like to start off the day, Drew is like, I'll go take your packages to the post office. I had only 4 packages going out. He gets to the post office and texts me, and he's like, 3 of these packages don't have labels on them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was at the one and only time that my mail goes out for the day, and it just seemed like the rest of the day went like that. Everything that I went to do, like something was, and like a fruitless type day. I was working hard, but nothing was really coming of it, and I don't know. It was a heck of a day. And then finally, at one point, I was like, you know what? I need to just go sit down, so I don't snap on the kids and I don't snap on Drew because it wasn't their fault, and it was just a rough day. And I sat down, and Christopher messages me and says that he wants to buy the denim jacket that I painted the lion on the back of.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
from
saw that in the video with the pop-up stand.
yeah, that he wants to buy it, and he said if it doesn't fit my niece, then I think I just want to keep it as an art piece. And for some reason, just him calling it art, I was like, you just made me cry. Like,
Oh.
here I was already like sitting there all vulnerable and like, oh, I just need 5 minutes to myself, and then I get this message with someone like showing appreciation for something that I have hours into.
Oh man, and it means the world, doesn't it, at that point? After the
Yeah,
lady lowballing you on the other items that you
yeah.
painted. Yeah, getting such a sweet offer on it.
I know. I was like, you did a lot more for me than just buy something from me tonight. I really, really needed that. Oh, Petey's here. Hello, Petey.
Hi, Petey.
Christopher, I need to turn on my thing, so I'm gonna turn on my sound, and that way when it comes in, we'll all know about it at the same time. Wait, unless I already messed it up. Do you keep your notifications on your phone?
I do. I
Like
do.
on
It's just
loud?
kind of, it's, I could be having kind of a meh so-so day, and all of a sudden my phone goes, hey, psh, hey, be happy. And I'm like, why? I don't want to, and it's like, well, here's $20.
Oh, that's
I'm
pretty
happy.
nice. That's pretty nice. What type of stuff do you sell more than anything?
You know, I love doing video games, so that's my main thing when I can. But since I source so many different places, yard sales and estate and thrift, it pays to know a little bit about just about everything. So I do clothes, I do collectibles, I do shoes, I do um, goodness, I'm looking right over there. I got mugs. I love doing Starbucks, holiday seasonal, all
Really?
kinds, all kinds.
Like the tumblers? Do you do like the plastic tumblers and stuff?
Yes. Yeah, I don't get them straight out of the store. I'll just pick them up at yard sales, a dollar here, dollar there, and flip them for $20 a piece. Easy.
Nice.
Yeah, Starbucks is a good niche. There was a mug I got for I think 50 cents, and it's one of those 2001 or 2002 mugs from around the world kind of thing.
Hmm.
Spain and Italy and all of these different
What
places.
area was it?
For the life of me, I can't remember because
Ah,
this was my first year flipping, so a couple of years ago, and I got it for like 50 cents. The lady practically threw it into my hands and said, "I don't care, just take it," and I sold it for $75.
holy cow.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice. Is
used,
that
and it was just a little bit larger than your average mug, just a little bigger. Starbucks early on.
those location ones though, like especially if they're like a tough to get to location?
Yeah,
What's is that your best Starbucks mug flip?
that's probably the best one yet. Yet.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
You'll
some
get
of
an
them
even
go
better
over
one.
$100
That's
used.
insane.
Yeah.
Um, while Will was telling the story, guys, I had an epiphany and realized Christopher was talking about my mom's store. I'm such a dork. Which is even like even better. Oh my gosh, that's epic. Thank you.
Hey, I want to say hey to Danny, Yard Sales and Dreams. Thanks for
Yes,
stopping in, Danny.
I saw her, and Bama is here also.
Hi, Bama.
And I tried to click on a few more people, but oh look, my mother-in-law's here. I saw someone say hi Drew's mom, and I was like, I didn't see her. I'm sorry. She's been showing up at my whatnots and showing some support. Kim says, hi, you're amazing and super kind. Y'all, there's a thrift store closing, and I bought 24 bags at $2 each.
Wow, way to go, Kim.
Oh, Kim, was it all clothes? What exactly was it? I'm dying to know. Hey, Snowberry Vintage.
See, 24 bags. That'll keep you busy through Q4. You'll be doing plenty of work, doing plenty of business.
Do you aim at a certain number of listings every day, or you just like work when you feel like working and work to burnout, or what?
Kind of depends on how my death pile looks at the time. And it's been overflowing for too long. So I kind of put out as many listings as I'm able to in the morning. My kids homeschool, so I oftentimes
Oh,
will help
cool.
out with some of that. And there's a lot of stuff going on, making videos. So it's kind of like, is today more video day, or is it more of a listing day? Figure it out as I go.
Nice.
So no, there's not a specific number.
Your kids homeschool, man, that's tough.
Yeah, yeah. My wife works hard on that, and I pitch in where I can.
Is your wife as sweet and soft spoken as you?
She is. She's a gem.
So you
Oh my
guys are
goodness.
both just like walking around all like docile and calm and smiling all the time? Probably.
No, we're goofy. We're way
Yeah.
too goofy, and that just keeps
That's
things
good. Like
fun.
your kids are blessed to have goofy parents.
Oh yeah.
Fireball Flipper says, I accidentally swapped the labels on two items. They were both blender parts going to freight forwarders in Florida. Oh
Ooh, whoops.
no. Oh,
Bummer.
you basically had to cancel those. I'm sure you didn't get those back. I would assume. McFlippenship is here. Don't forget to delist the other dress from the platforms since she's keeping it. Thank you, Artful Journey. Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I need you to send me a picture of the one that I accidentally sent you. And that was exactly why I was like, because I need to know which one to take down now. Will's audio seems really low compared to you, Rachel. I could try to lower my volume. You know I'm really loud.
Turn it up a little bit, but I don't want to. Let's see how we do. Any better?
Yeah, tell us if this is better because I turned mine way down and now he's turned his up. So y'all tell us if it's better. Drew says, "What up, losers?" Melanie, hello. Melanie made a purchase from Mom's store earlier too. Some redone stuff I heard. Thank you, Melanie. Lindsay is here. Lindsay, I haven't seen you in too long. I'm glad that you're here. I had a me day today. I watched a movie on Netflix and 7-part series too. I did sell one thing today though. Oh, nice. A me day's good. I'm gonna scroll down real quick and see if they said that this is better. Okay, great sound. Audio is great. Okay, good.
Awesome.
Good. We're better now.
Dustin said hi earlier. I wanted to also say, hey, Dustin.
Let's see here. I purchased a dozen mini Hallmark ornaments from someone on Whatnot. They forgot to put the hangers in the package. They messaged me and said if I ever buy anything else, they will send the hangers. I would think that they would need to just send you the hangers. Yeah, I would probably message. Did you message them back? I'm kind of interested to know. That's interesting. All clothes. The 24 bags was all clothes.
Wow.
Oh, that's a lot. Hey, Mary, it is Thursday already. That's what I was thinking this morning. I was like, is it Thursday already? I've had a kind of a busy week. Have you done anything exciting this week already, Will?
Oh, me? Goodness. What did we do? I think it was all just the Reseller Summit stuff. I think just getting all of that done, that was the big thing. So
yeah, talk about the Reseller Summit for a minute because you're like the best.
Summit.
You're the best PR for it that I've seen on Instagram. I'm just sharing your stuff. I'm like, oh look, did you make that thing with all of our faces?
No, not at all. That was flea market flippers.
Yeah, but I didn't see it anywhere. I looked on their website and didn't see it.
They tucked it away somewhere, but yeah, they made the graphics up. We've got different profiles for each of the sellers. They now put up all the names of our speeches on the website, and it's going to be about 21 resellers who are each doing a speech about certain aspects of what they do really well. Some people more on eBay, others on Posh. Someone I think is talking about flipping plants. We got someone who's going to be doing they repaint furniture. They'll take furniture and they'll repaint it and refurbish it a bit and then flip it that way. Who else do we got?
Profit Monsters is in there.
Profit Monsters, yeah.
Kristen, a real squirrel. Dalton, because in the picture it looks like I'm staring at Dalton.
Dealing with Dalton. Yeah, a bunch of great names in there. I'm not sure I fit, but I'm looking forward to it.
No, it's going to be so cool. And I love that yours is about negotiation.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be talking about the secrets to making really great deals. How to get the price down where you need it to be.
Yeah, I'm not really the best at that. Like yesterday, we were trying to negotiate on some chairs, and he wouldn't budge, and I was like, "Okay, I'm never going to see these again," you know. And I just gave him exactly what he wanted.
And sometimes that works. Sometimes that's what you do. I had somebody just this last weekend. I went out yard selling, and one of those accidental things where my death pile was looking at me going, "So, are you going to list anything today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be back. I promise I'll list you." And then I go out to a sale.
Yeah.
And these people had a large motorized wheelchair. And I was like, I don't deal in big stuff like that. And then I thought of flea market flippers, and they're always doing large stuff, and thought, I can do it. I can try. I can do what they're doing. And I asked, how much is your motorized wheelchair? And they're like, well, it's pristine. It never actually got used. It's just been sitting in storage for like 20 years. And I'm like, oh, what are they going to ask? 100, 200, 300 bucks for it? And they said, how about 25?
Shut up.
25. What's wrong with it? They said battery went dead like 10 years ago because we never used it. I said, well, hang on, let me look. $100 for a new battery. They sell for close to 900 online at times. I'm like, okay, that math works out. I give you your 25 bucks.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't have to negotiate with them. It was already good.
When you came home with it, what did your wife say?
I'll tell you exactly how it went. It's in the kitchen right now, right next to where she has to, make dinner. And
Sounds like my house.
she comes in, and before she went to try and get to dinner, I said, "Sorry." And she's like, "Sorry what?" "Sorry." She goes, "What are you pointing at?" And she kind of looks over. Oh, there's a wheelchair in the kitchen.
Oh, that is exactly me when I'm pulling up. Like, I'll call and be like, Drew, I just don't come out to the car.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. She trusts me. She absolutely trusts me because I keep coming home with this stuff,
Yeah.
and then it gets gone. And I'll come
And
home
she's
with
like,
another crazy thing that's bigger, and it gets gone. And then I come home with the whole entire carload. And I'm like, "Hun, do you trust me?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, I spent dollars on that." And she goes, "Okay." Just like that. That's simply how it goes.
I mean, yeah, at least they're trusting and supportive spouses.
Yeah.
Anthony said, Rachel, you called it. My last Lego buyout was full of broken crayons and cereal pieces. It's
Oh,
true.
no.
You get the bottom of the toy box in the Lego buyout. But
and all the minifigs were Mega Blocks instead of true Lego.
Oh my gosh, no. Like, if it's not actual Lego, I don't want any part of it. Patrick Murphy is here. Hello, Patrick Murphy. I could just, if I read that, it's going to be in his voice. They asked me to assume the business and the debt. Why would you assume their debt? That's nuts. I love being goofy. I'd rather be goofy than too serious all day. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I just had to refund both orders and accept the negative feedback. Oh, they gave you negative too? You refunded them. Those negatives should be falling off my account. Yeah, since you refunded them. Let's see. Norma Jean +1. Hello, all. Fairly new here. Yeah, Norma Jean. Is that your actual name or a nod to Marilyn? Rachel, can you mod me so I can put in links? Oh, you're not modded? That's embarrassing. Really? Are you sure? Yes, Angie, I will.
Appreciate that, Angie.
Yeah, sometimes I think that people have wrenches and I realize that they don't. And whoopsie. I have to.
Yeah, the wrenches are in Disneyland, aren't they?
I think I sold something. Yeah. Well, yeah, she is. Hang on. Comment something, Angie, so I can. Oh, wait. Hang on. Here she is. Oh, wait. I'm telling you guys, it's really amateur hour over here. There we are.
No worries. Hey, let me read a comment or two. Artful Journey took the plunge and scheduled my first Whatnot auction for November 7th. Hey, congrats. First time on Whatnot.
Are you going to get on there?
Oh, my goodness. I've registered, and I have not had the guts to just go ahead and jump on yet.
Really? You need to do it.
I haven't.
Do you know these people?
Which one? Gulf Coast Pickers? You know,
Ryan?
I've seen them around, yeah.
Yeah, so they're a whole family that resells.
All right.
Yeah, they're pretty epic to watch. Ryan, Christine, and their son, Kenton.
That's actually my hope, that my kids never need to get a job. You know, the minimum wage starter jobs, the, first job at McDonald's. I'm hoping that they follow me in my footsteps for reselling, and they never need to go and do it. And they look at their friends and go, well, that guy's only making $14 an hour, at McDonald's. I'd rather not do that. I think I want to do this over here and sell Legos and make, what they're making per hour.
Yeah, my son, he can make $30 an hour on Whatnot, but he is going to be starting at Burger King. And I'm just like, you know what? Go ahead and go work for $12 an hour minus taxes for a little while. Because I think that maybe he needs to do that before he really appreciates what he has the opportunity to do in reselling. Sure. He's still reselling, but, I guess he wants the consistency because, like, he's motivated but not disciplined. So he's motivated, he gets excited about the buy, but then he's not disciplined enough to list it unless I come in and tell him, like...
that's the kicker, isn't it?
Yeah, that's always the thing. Hey, Judy! Guys, Judy started her channel this week.
All right, Judy.
This is her channel, Judy Thrifting KC Style, and you guys have to go over there and check out her channel for sure.
Let me go sub right now. So here's the fun thing. I actually started my son reselling, and he's 8 years old. He sells on my account entirely.
That's what my son does, because everyone's always like, how does your son sell? I'm like, on my account.
but we'll go to yard sales together, and I'll say, hey, dude, you should pick that thing up over there. That's only $1 and you can sell it for 15. And he goes, wow, all right, let's do it. And I work with him. He and I list it together, and we pack it up together, and we ship it
Yes.
together. And because he's only 8 years old, he's still learning his math. He's still on arithmetic and double and triple digit
That's
addition,
awesome.
subtraction, that kind of stuff. And so we'll sit down at the table and we'll do business math.
Oh,
Where,
nice.
they do their worksheets, and it's very dry and bland, and 100 plus 25. And I'm like, no, let's do dollars and cents. Come on over here, because this is what you're making right now. And so we'll add together the amount that he made. We'll subtract the various costs. We subtract shipping. We subtract eBay fees, those kinds of things. And at the end of it, I say, okay, how much did you end up with? And I pull the dollars and the cents out and put it in his hand. And if the lesson stopped there, it would be a good lesson, but we take it just one step further. And so I'll ask him, I say, how much do you get for an allowance? And we're cheap. We just give like $1 or $2 for an allowance, because he doesn't do anything with the money yet. It's a learning thing.
Right.
And I say, how many weeks would it take you to make what you just made in an hour? And he goes, wow, it would take me quite a few weeks. And you can see the wheels turning in his head where he's thinking to himself, I could just work for my money and get what somebody else pays me, or I could make a lot more if I work for myself. And watch him kind of discover that and get excited about it. Dad, when can we go to another yard sale? When can I buy more stuff? And I'll say, what do you want to buy for? And he goes, well, to sell it, of course. Like, duh, isn't that why everybody buys stuff?
Yeah, I think that's epic. That's great. When Dello first started reselling was at the like in 2020 when everything shut down, and that was like the school shut down, and I said, oh, we're homeschooling. And it was the same way as what you're talking about, like teaching them profits and losses and stuff. NC Picker left this hilarious super chat here, guys. Trash to cash for life. Man,
All
maybe
right, NC Picker.
like we need to have him on the podcast sometime. Might be able to organize that. I think that would be like a hilarious podcast though. He's a goofball. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Speaking of teaching kids like math, Israel got some super chats on my live last week, and when he woke up, I said, Israel, you got some more super chats after you went to bed, and I told him how much it was, and I was like, oh, YouTube takes 30%, and he goes, that is so rude. Because he's 6, and I was like, you're telling me. Yeah. Do any of y'all have to wait until your spouses go to bed to sneak your items in the house? I try not to. Drew's usually carrying them on his back around for me. Yeah. So do you just have the one 8-year-old then?
No, I got 3 boys. 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
If I could count. 3 boys. One is 3, one is 6, and one's 8. And 6-year-old's not feeling too good today, sadly. But the other 2 are doing good. They're running circles around the living room, as they tend to do. Yeah, and just the oldest one resells with us right now. So he's really the only one that's kind of up to speed on that. The other 2 see it, and they watch me do it, and they know that's a big part of kind of how my day goes, reselling, buying and selling stuff. But to them, it's kind of just, that's family life. That's what Dad does. He's got to go list some stuff for a little while. He'll be back in for lunch, etc.
Yeah. And they start to realize that not everything that you buy that comes in the house that you're keeping.
Oh,
and
yeah.
but my kid will like rat me out sometimes at the thrift store, and he, because he'll be like, Mom, are you going to sell this? I'm like, shh. There's this one thrift store in my town doesn't like resellers. Scott Cha-Ching King is here, you guys. Look at this. McFlip and Ship signed up for the summit. It's free to sign up, guys, for the summit. Absolutely free.
Oh, yeah. Get your tickets.
Let's see here. This is a Let's Do Lunch crowd. Hey, Resell Hobo, how's it going? I love that name. How'd you come up with Reseller Madness as your name?
Oh, I was thinking of some of those old shows. There's March Madness. There was Reefer Madness way back when. Madness kind of was something you stuck on the end of something just to intensify it for a while. And I figured that just fit in really well with my oddball sense of humor. I figured there's a lot of people that have flip in their name, and I looked at some flip options. There was a lot of resale in their names, and I'm like, well, let's take reseller, we take madness, we get kind of that humor I got going on. I think that'll work out. And as I played towards the name, I found my niche. It kind of didn't feel right at first, but I just went full bore into the madness side of it, and it
Yeah.
works. I mean,
It's so fun. It totally works. Hello, a junk monkey. He did his first live last night. Were you able to jump in and catch any of it? He's in
no,
the
I missed
same
that.
Yeah, he's in the same time zone as you, so you need to turn on notifications for Junk Monkey, and then when he goes live, and it's because it was like almost midnight here, but not midnight there, and he still had more energy than the rest of
Let's
us.
see. I'll make sure I'm subscribed here. Yeah.
Tina, I'm glad that you stopped in, and I hope that you get to feeling better. And hello, Angie's Oddities. I would say that you have jumped in like full force into the madness part. What is your background in video editing?
Oh man, see, I went to school for film production. I was a Hollywood major. This was
Oh wow.
2008. I graduated with a degree in film production. And I kind of bumbled around Hollywood a little bit here and there. I interned at a special effects house in North Hollywood. Got invited to a film set here or there. I did zombie makeup for one day. One day.
That
Did
you
not
did
get
the
invited
actual
back.
makeup?
Yes.
How was it? I take it not good since you only did it for one day.
I just wasn't that wasn't my passion, doing zombie makeup, and so I did a so okay job. My actor was someone who was like in the back. He wasn't a hero person. He wasn't in the front of the screen, but it just it wasn't my thing. I tended to cater more towards props, towards costumes, and those sort of things, and ended up working more in that. So film production being my degree, I tried to kind of get into Hollywood, worked my way this direction, worked my way that direction, and eventually somebody offered me a job in medical devices, of all things. And I said, I don't know anything about medical devices. They said, well, you do the props and you make stuff and you fabricate things. Yeah, I can do that. They said, that's what we do for medical devices. Come on over, check it out. So I kind of picked up and left Hollywood and went in the medical direction for quite some time, but the Hollywood drive still stayed in me. I never
Oh,
wanted to lose that. So all these years later, I'm like, gosh darn it, I need to just do a YouTube. I can't sit here and not make something.
yeah, it's
So I
free to
started up
do a
the YouTube
YouTube,
channel.
and you can
YouTube
be
channel, and a lot of
creative.
this stuff is all from what I'd learned back in the day.
Nice.
Hmm.
It's professional. Scott at Cha-Ching King was just saying he's jealous because your audio is crystal clear and your picture is super good. What kind of camera are you using?
It's a Sony ZV-1. It's a vlogger camera. It's meant for, hold it at arm's
Uh-huh.
length and walk around with this thing.
Do
It
you have
has a
like a dummy
forward-facing
battery
screen.
plugged in it?
Yeah, it's plugged into the computer right now.
Gotcha. I've considered using my Canon like dummy battery because I think it would work way better for the lighting because like
Uh-huh.
if I turn my head and then I come back, then the lighting is always like trying to figure out where my skin tone is again, and it's really weird.
That's
Yeah.
full auto for you.
Scott, no, Scott. Christopher said, "Did Rachel get a cha-ching?" And listen, I kind of feel bad because I just misunderstood what he said earlier. And Christopher, I definitely didn't mean for you to go spend $100 in my store. He just bought these mid-century birds that I got at the auction. Let me show you these. Noelle Farm Girl Scavenger. She was telling me, she was like, those birds are actually worth some money. Definitely look those up. And I did. She said she did a let's talk about it about these. I don't let's see. Okay, so they're like these plastic gold painted birds that hang on the wall, and they're huge. They're like, yeah, 47 inches wide.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they're big. So, yeah, Christopher, I've got my work cut out for me packing these things. But wow, thank you. I thought they were gonna have to hang on my wall. Isn't it good when
You
the
do that
big
too? You kind of
themselves?
you collect those things that just either aren't worth selling or they're, something that's not allowed on the platform that you thought was. You
Oh
end up with
yeah.
like a shelf of those things.
I have a cookie jar right now that they won't let me sell on eBay. I'm not sure what
Hmm.
to do with it right now. Our 9-year-old took some pictures today of the shoes she bought at Goodwill to resell. I love that. I saw that on his wife's page. That's awesome. I'm trying to catch up in the chat, you guys. I promise I'm going to get to the bottom. I'm skipping through and finding the really important questions. I'm going to read those. Kim says, I have a newbie question. I found a pair of Burberry green. I think she sent push send too soon. Oh, Chrissy's here. Colin's on the move. Hello, Chrissy. Oh, this one's for you. Reseller Madness. I've been reselling for almost 40 years. Started as a senior in high school at the local flea market and have never held a 9 to 5 job. Oh,
Oh, there you go.
I
That's
like
fantastic.
that. Reseller
That
hobo.
is
That's
fantastic.
amazing. That's
I've
awesome.
had 14 jobs already.
Did you say 14? What's the weirdest job you ever had?
12. Oh my goodness. I worked, this was just a piecemeal job on a weekend setting up big inflatable slides and inflatable toys and things, the massive ones that they have at carnivals for a church. They set up, goodness, probably 40 of these things. And I showed up, I manned one of these. We inflated the whole thing. I made sure that no kids were jumping off and landing on their heads. And then we packed it all up a day later and psh, gone. That was probably the goofiest job I had.
That's
I
fun.
mean,
They
that
do
was
a lot of
just
those
short
rentals
term.
around here. Like people will
Mm-hmm.
rent those for their kids' birthdays and stuff around here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I've been through
fun.
nursing homes and medical devices, making rubber blood vessels. Oh,
Oh,
mm-hmm.
that's a different type of job there.
That was very strange, but it's for
Huh.
aneurysm therapy and that kind of industry. So medical device companies would buy these rubber blood vessels. Uh, Once again, that's where the manufacturing stuff with my hands fit
Uh-huh.
right into that.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah. We actually on the Let's Do Lunch podcast, while Angie's here talking about podcasts, tomorrow's episode we're talking about our strangest jobs we've ever had. And I can just tell you guys mine's very strange, so you want to tune in. Angie says on Trash to Cash, Dave said to invite him and he will give the real answers to all of our questions. Angie had a list of questions for Carrie, and she was like, "Which, who's the ugliest? Who's the laziest? Who's the?" It was hard to keep a straight face during that. Okay, here's her whole question. Found a pair of Burberry calf fur boots, missing an aglet and a pair of Prada shoes. How does a person know if they aren't fake? Kim, if you
Mm.
want to DM me some pictures on Instagram, I am pretty decent authentication of a lot of brands. So that might be a start. I mean, I would at least be able to tell you, like, absolutely, those don't waste your money, or hey, I think you might have something here, might be worth getting authenticated. But a lot of times, I can give you a pretty good answer. Kim, if you find me on Instagram, I'm reseller Rachel Strickland over there, and you can just DM me some photos. Scott said, "Cha-ching, king for life." I love it. Hey, you guys just keep voting for your own names at the tune of $10 a piece. That'd be great. I'm hiding in my guest bathroom. Are you hiding in there now, Norma Jean? Can't wait to see Dave on your Let's Do Lunch. My son has an eye because he used to go shopping with me. We're about 25 feet apart. And he said, "Mom, there's a boomerang coffee table over here." The older man looked up and came over and claimed it. Oh, no.
Aw.
Oh, I was so upset with that man. I would be too. Yeah, that was rude. I'm with you. I'm with you. I wanted to just stop off. Hey, Mutton Ridge, how's it going? Let's see. Oh, look, Kristen of Rule Squirrel is here. Hello, Kristen. She's at the Boss Reseller Remix. Is that what? Did I get that right?
Ooh, I'm jealous.
I know. I
I'm
know. I'm
jealous. That
like,
looked amazing.
maybe next year. Maybe. Hi, all you fabulous folks. Well, hello, Fernway Flipper. I hope I said that right. Look at this. Angie said, "Let's do lunch podcast for live." Oh, and Angie Resells is cool too. Angie is cool. Yeah, I love Angie's channel. She's one of the first resellers that I subscribe to, if you want to know the truth. Let's see here. I'm semi catching up, guys. I'm still 7 minutes behind. I see Mama with the camera. Lori is in the house. Hello, Lori. And look at this. Kristen, a rural squirrel, says, "Let's do lunch for live," and Angie resells his gold too. She duplicated it. I love it. The kicker was that mid-century table was only like $3 when he checked out. I was
Oh
learning experience for
no.
us. I told Jackson, if you think something's worth checking out, pick it up or stay by it. Oh, bless his heart. Dang. I have the Sony ZV-1. LOL. I need to figure out what I'm doing. So same camera?
Same camera. Same camera. So yeah, DM me if you want a few tips on it.
Scott, who's saying he's jealous of your camera, has the same camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's a green screen too. Yeah, he could really do some cool stuff like some of the stuff that you're doing. Help him out there. I see Gino
It's fun.
Spines. What's that?
Oh, it's fun. It's very work intensive, but it's fun.
Yeah, I know the work that goes into putting together a video, huh? for like
Mm.
a few minutes of entertainment.
I'll spend 6 hours on a 15-second clip just to make it just right.
Your stuff like shows that you put a lot of time and effort into it though. I love the donut golf.
Ha! Thank you. Thank
How
you.
long did that video take?
That was 3 or 4 sunsets worth of filming and 2 dozen donuts.
Wow.
Yeah, I kept doing that very last shot, the martini shot at the end where boom, hitting it slow motion in the
Right.
air and it all explodes.
Yeah.
I
Did
probably
you have
did
to
that
clean that
one
off your
8 or 9
camera?
tens. Yeah, one of my ZV1s, I've got a couple of them. One of them got plastered with custard, absolutely coated.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would have been so worried. There's no way. Yeah, that's
that's what it's
crazy.
for.
They both heard you say bounce houses for nursing
Oh,
homes.
that is awesome. Oh my goodness. Maybe
Oh,
there's
Bama's
that's
already
probably a
heading out of
niche.
here.
I bet
What's
that's
that?
an undiscovered niche right there. Bounce houses for
Maybe.
nursing homes.
Could be. Could be. Um, Bama is already headed out, headed back to work. Have a great night. I hope I didn't miss any of his comments because I saw the one where he said hello and now the one that he's having to go back to work. He's on a break. I may not make the premiere tomorrow. I have a local pickup, and I have to pack it all up, and I'm going at 10. Well, I hope that you're there. Sometimes I don't make the premiere because of Meals on Wheels, but when is Delo's next whatnot? He had a lot of after school stuff this week, but he could probably do one either this weekend or next week for sure, I think. For sure. Thank you for dropping Will's link. If you guys are not already subscribed to Reseller Madness, here's the link, and then the link is also in the description.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Mary says, missed most of the show tonight, but still here to say, hey, you have not missed most of the show. Not at all, Mary. We're only 40 minutes in. Girl, buckle up. And thanks for the super chat.
Fastest 40 minutes ever. Woo!
Look at this. Christopher goes and buys something from mom's store, buys something from my store, buys a jacket last night, and then says, I buy Chip for life. I had to jump on this train. Let me get a picture of this one. I buy Chip for life. I wish I buy Chip would start making his very own YouTube videos.
Now we're talking.
I know, right? The knowledge in his head. It's so good. So good. Hello, Anna Walker. Laura Gillette is here. Hello. Sorry, dumb question about my store's sell-through rate. For 1 month, 570 listed plus 9 sold equals 579 times 100 equals 50. I don't figure mine out that way, but let me tell you. Okay, so you listed 570, or you have 570 listed, 9 sold. So 579. And then I would divide, so 9 divided by 579, and that's 1%. Isn't that right? 9 divided by 579. I think that's right, Laura Gillette.
Let me get my 8-year-old to come figure it out for me.
I can't send a super chat, spend all my money at Disney. Well, I'll just say, Mom's Closet, Texas for life. Oh, Junkersfield, y'all are great. Oh, thanks. I'm glad that you're here. What kind of animal is this in this picture? It looks like something with a Red Riding Hood on it. What do you think that is?
I always just assumed it was a logo, kind of a mascot, kind of like the Philly Fanatic. What is a Philly Fanatic? It's a fanatic. I figured that was a Junkersfield.
Okay, it's its own thing. Sue's along the way is here also. Hello. Stop picking on me. I'm sensitive. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, on my FlipCon video, he was like, he appeared as such a grouch if no one knew him or he knew that he was kidding with me. And then I kind of felt bad because I was like, I never really got some actual quality footage of him talking. It was just stuff like him saying, stop talking to me. You're interrupting my dinner. And looking like a total diva. And Scott's not like that.
He
at
had the
all.
twinkle in his eye the whole time, though. I remember that. That was
Okay,
awesome.
good. Because I was like, if people don't know that he's messing with me, they're like, we were on I think we were on Captain Nurse Flipper, and she said that people were asking later, why doesn't he like her? I was like, oh no, we put it on a little bit too thick, a little too thick. Yeah, Disney's got to be an epic time. Have you been to Disney World?
Me? Disney World, yes. Disneyland, no. Which is
I'm surprised
funny.
at that. I would
Yeah.
expect that you'd been to Disneyland, but not Disney World.
We did a big trip to Disney World way back when. 1999, 2000, something right in there. and got to go all around the place. But I went to school right next to Disneyland and was too broke the whole time. I never made it in.
Oh,
Never
that's
got in. I drove
hard.
past it every single day for work, go back and forth. I get to see all the fireworks. It was a beautiful show. Sunset fireworks all the time. But I never made it into Disneyland. Maybe
Oh,
later. Maybe someday.
yeah. Yeah, it's not too late. Fireball Flippers got their sale for the night, and Keith said his kids were upset watching you crush the donuts because they
I'm
wanted the
so
donuts.
sorry. Here's the
Petey
way I
is
figure, though. We were supporting our local donut shop so that they can keep on making donuts. And most donuts you buy, you eat them, and they're gone in a day, 2 days, something like that. These donuts will live forever.
They will. That's true. What did you now when you walk in with all these donuts and then you're cleaning off your camera and everything? Are you still like looking at your wife and going, "I'm sorry"?
No, at that point, she just kind of like, here we go again.
Yeah, what's this about to be? I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started my channel, I think the family was a little apprehensive when they would randomly see me like whip out the camera and be like, "Hey guys, it's da 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 da," because you got to like break out your YouTube voice when you're recording all of a sudden. And then like now they don't even care. They don't even bat an eye. They're just like, whatever. She's recording something. They stay out if they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be in it. Or I ask them, "Hey, do you want to be in this?" Or when I made the thumbnail with Della's face, I texted him and I was like, "Is it okay if you're the thumbnail, because this video is kind of about you?" Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't ever want to like disrespect them and make them feel like just because they live with me they have to be in my stuff. So I'm like,
Smart.
do you want to be in this? Because especially being a 16-year-old boy, like he might not want to, but he's cool with it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, those are good boundaries, too.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want someone to just assume that just because I'm here, like they're not an extension of me, they're their own people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And their opinions on it, maybe this way today and maybe tomorrow a little different. So,
Right. Yeah, that's true. Christopher said the beard life. The beard for life. The beard for life. I should give Drew that super chat. I'm going to, just for him. He can spend it on whatever he wants. Thank you, Christopher. Will, your videos are awesome. Reselling Kung Fu is the best. If I could link
aw,
it,
thank you
I
so much.
would. Aw, that is good.
So kind. You guys are so sweet.
Sorry I'm late. You've been saving the good stuff for me. Yes, I was wondering where you were. Lindsay's been here without you, man. James is running through waving hi to everyone. James, we were talking about you on the Let's Do Lunch podcast. I don't know if you have checked out the podcast yet, but we were talking about your 87 million listings and how you just crush it. Oh,
It's a good podcast, too. I love listening to you guys.
thanks.
Mm-hmm.
We're on just the three of us because we've been trying to do some shows where it's just us, because I just think that's fun. Everyone get to know us a little bit more. That's how tomorrow is. Outcountry Sales is here. Hello, Amber. I'm loving y'all's auctions. Tell me if you did well tonight or if you're still on tonight. At a minimum, I Buy Chit needs some merch. I know, right? That's true. We could. Would you wear a shirt that says "I Buy Chit"?
Sure, why not?
We need to design a shirt for him, and I guarantee you, people would buy that merch. 570 listed. Yeah, I think that's one. That would be 1%. I don't think that I'm wrong there, but someone tell me if I did my math wrong. I second Christopher. Yes, I buy chip merch. Love merch. See, everyone wants it. It's an NFT art piece adopted as my logo. Nice. My
Sweet.
son, Forever the Entrepreneur, has some NFTs set up too on like OpenSea.
Oh, way to go.
He has
That is a
like
world I just don't understand. I don't
I
even know
don't
how you get into
either.
that stuff.
He hasn't sold any of them yet, but he's at least like dove into that and he designed all these ducks. And he set up some website for drop shipping too. And I'm like, wasn't even a
Wow.
part of it. I don't know. He's bound to be an entrepreneur, right? He talks about not going to college, and I look at him and I know that he's a born entrepreneur, and so I'm just like, he doesn't have to. Like he'll figure out a way to finance the life he wants. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of opportunity in it if you're driven enough. You're going to find the way. You're going to do it by reselling. You're going to do it by setting up e-commerce stuff. You're going to do it by, shoot, people are retiring on NFTs.
Yeah. Anthony wants to know, would you explain the donut video?
I sat down one day and said, I need to do something fun. And I thought, I wish I had a golf club. And then I thought, what would I hit with a golf club? I could hit golf balls, but everybody does that. Yeah, let's hit something else. And then just donuts. Why not? And the idea of whacking a custard donut as hard as I could cracked me up. And I thought, well, that was a silly idea. And I went on my own way. And it wouldn't leave me alone. For days, I kept thinking about how I really wanted to go golfing with donuts, just for what it was. And thought that would make a good video. And went out and did it.
It's a good video too. It's pretty funny. Did you watch the video yet, Israel, where Will's hitting donuts with golf clubs?
No.
No, you'll have to see it sometime. I'll show it to you, okay?
Okay.
Did you come in here to tell me good night? Oh, he just wanted to stay and hug me, he said. We got to have lunch together today at his school. It was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. He didn't want us to leave whenever it was time to go, though. You know how that is.
Cherish those moments.
I know. I love this boy so much. My family chooses not to be in my videos for the most part. Yeah, I could see it. I could see why some just do not want to. I'm trying to scroll down for you guys. Somebody was sleeping when they listed that vintage Lillian coat for $1. Yeah, so the Lily Ann coat was part of the buyout. When I went to the thrift store, they called me. Don't kick that, buddy. They called me and they said, we have all this vintage that we're never going to put out because it's never going to sell, but we know you like vintage. And it was 2 Gaylords full. And I filled 2 shopping carts. I had no idea what they were going to charge me. I was scared when I filled 2 shopping. Like, it was really the equivalent of like 4 carts because it was overflowing. And then they were like $1 a piece.
Whoa. All
and
right.
It was, I think it was close to 200 pieces, like 170 something pieces maybe. And that coat, one of the coats I spent $1 on, sold for $400 last week.
Unbelievable.
Do you like the you like this duck?
Yeah, but that duck right there on the screen, it just popped up an ad, Mommy.
Oh, it popped up an ad of that duck? Oh, yeah. He was telling me about this earlier. Okay. Yeah. Well, my kid's cooler than me, I guess. I think Amber's auction is tomorrow instead of tonight. Oh, okay. Gotcha. AFK. Wow, Scott the Gamer over here. AFK, away from keyboard. Isn't he fancy? Let's see. Yeah, OpenSea is an ETH marketplace. What's the username?
Ethereum,
yeah. I hope my husband might be listening and maybe he can tell me what the username is. Because if you like that duck, you'd probably like the ducks that he has or whatever the character is there. Yeah. Irony, buying an I Buy Chip merch with trust fund money. Nice. 570 out of 9 is roughly 1.5%. That's true. Okay. As I assume the 9 sales were from the 570 listed. She said it was 570 plus the 9, so 579. Oh, Grammy says she loves you. They all said, hi, sweet boy. They love you. Look at that. You're the star of the show. Will is supposed to be the star over here.
That's Pat okay. Deasy's we can here. Share.
Hello, Pat Deasy's throwing you some donuts.
All right.
You like donuts?
Thanks, Pat yeah, I haven't had any in a while. Well, I had those chocolate ones there, too. Chocolate ones.
Do you let the kids eat donuts, Will?
You know, we're very low sugar. We try to avoid sugar for the most part, which is funny because I went out and bought 2 dozen donuts.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wondered if your kids were like, wait a minute, we don't get to eat those, but you're gonna bash them around.
Of course, but you share a little bit. Here you go, guys. Have a little taste, enjoy. Okay, and the rest of the donuts go with me. But just in general, we avoid a lot of sugar. We don't do the sugary breakfast cereals. We don't do much in the way of desserts. And that's just for health, just for general health. I find I feel and am able to react a lot better to things without sugar.
Well, now we know why we're happy. There's the secret, guys. Just you'll smile more without sugar, right?
You have like a little mouse, Mommy.
I do. It's back there, buddy, but I don't need it right now. Yeah, that's funny. That's like how we are at our house. Christopher said he's gonna make cashmere sweater merch. I would buy that.
I dig it.
That would be. It could be like cross stitched on a cashmere sweater. Ooh, I found a cashmere sweater at the bins. Israel. Look, that's for you. I don't know if he knows what it is. That's $49.99 for Israel. Buy something neat.
I literally have $90. But now I don't know how many doors I'm gonna have.
Oh my gosh, Israel, you should be glad you didn't spend your money from last week. Now you can go get a Lego set or something.
Yeah, but
Are you still saving it for that Oculus though? You could save it for that.
No, I want to literally buy a VR.
Buy a VR. You go back upstairs with Daddy. It's bedtime, okay? I love you. Tell everybody bye. Hey, say bye. Say
have a good night, everybody.
Say thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher.
Aw. He's so sweet.
He's a ham. Yeah, headed to bed. Oh, good night, Christy. Good night. Yeah, there's everyone's like, oh, what a sweet age. But I'm telling you, since your kids are still young, my 16-year-old is still such a sweet age. Like, they're just sweet kids all the time. Dang, my find was the frog from Hello Kitty Build-A-Bear. Actually, Abby found it. She finds all the good stuff. Have you found anything like epic lately?
Wow. No, I think the wheelchair was kind of the big find lately. I have not been sourcing so much because I'm trying to downsize that death pile. I've got.
You need to do something cool with your death pile and your little coffee guy.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I like where that's heading.
I mean, you could do like a lot of people call it a money mountain. There should be some ideas floating around in your head there.
Yeah, this poor little dude probably couldn't scale the death pile. It's a little too big for him, but.
Do you do promoted listings on eBay?
I'm back and forth with them. I'll cancel them all and then have no difference in sales, and then I'll put them on and I'll get one sale, and then I'll just cancel them again later. So I don't see a lot of difference. I see a difference when I list consistently. If I'm listing every single day, if I'm putting up good quality items, if the prices are right, if I'm taking offers on it, that makes the difference. But simply putting on promoted listings doesn't seem to do much for me.
When I closed off my promoted listings, I didn't have a single sale for 3 days. eBay was like, you were dead to us. And the only reason I got a sale then was because Christopher came and bought something out of my store.
Saving the day, Christopher.
It was tragic. And Angie Resells just had a video out recently where she did the same thing. She ends hers on Sunday and then restarts a new campaign. And she forgot to restart it. And eBay, she was dead to them. And so if you promote heavily, don't ever just pull the plug like that. I promote at trending like plus 2 or 3% on most things. Even stuff I really
that gets up there then, doesn't it? That hits 6, 7, 10%.
At one point, I had 10% across the board. When I was saving for the Bronco, I was dead serious. Yeah.
And you found that really worked for you?
I mean, I would have taken half the offers. I would have taken almost any offer at that point just because I had like 12 weeks to finish saving the money for the car. So,
oh, I see.
Yeah, I guess it worked.
It was crunch time.
Yeah. Oh man, I should have asked him this. Yeah, was YouTube rude to him for taking? Yeah, no, they take 30%. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube does. So I told him that and he was like, that's so rude. Everyone said that they really like sugar, but they do have more clarity without it.
I sleep better. I'm more emotionally balanced. Believe it or not.
Like as a distance runner, I find that I don't hurt after like a long distance run, because sugar feeds inflammation. And even after running like a half marathon, you can run the next day. After a marathon, you're going to be a little sore, but not sore like I used to be. Like used to, my knees the day after a half, even I would be like kind of wobbling around a little bit. But when we cut out sugar, because during training we're no sugar, and like the rest of the time we're like pretty low sugar. You guys talking about low sugar life while I'm making buttercream icing.
You do what works for you.
Scale the death pile. Yeah. In regard to low sugar, I just got date syrup to use in my coffee. Only ingredient is dates. I love dates. That is nature's candy. I mean, I see people dipping them in chocolate and putting like a nut inside, and it's like a homemade Snickers. I don't know. They do taste like caramel. They really do. The Pringle can here. She looks like the Pringle. Sorry, I should have brought some water down here. Jan Good says, "Is the sealed Rugrats VHS worth anything?"
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Have you had any success in the sealed VHS genre?
No, not me. I see a lot of friends that post that they're having success. So I'll see guys getting $1,000 for their VHS, and that's things they actually sold. This isn't like a sold listing that maybe the buyer never paid on. This is stuff that actually went. Me, I had a Doctor Who that was, original, sealed, watermarked, all that good stuff. And it went for like $20, but it took a year to sell.
Oh.
Yeah. No luck for me there.
Yeah, Dello and I found at the thrift store a couple weeks ago, we found like 9 sealed VHS, and I was like, one of these is going to be worth something. Oh, look at this. It was Mel Gibson in not Braveheart, but Last of the Mohicans. And I was like,
Last of the Mohicans.
I think that was it. And I was like, that one's probably worth something. None of these were worth anything. And they were only 10 cents a piece. So trust me, if they'd been worth it, we would have picked them up. And I just haven't found like that bomb, but I kill it with sealed cassette tapes though.
Oh, all right.
Like I have one that is Wu-Tang before they were Wu-Tang, and I've turned down offers of $250 on it.
Wow.
Because I have it listed at like $379 or $399. I get offers on it like weekly. It's this big. I have a quarter invested in it. I'll hang on to it until it is worth $399 if it's not.
Dang, that's a deal. One quarter for that.
1 quarter. I sold a Foo Fighters one for right at $100. No, not Foo Fighters. Who are the people that sing "Killing Me Softly"? Who is that? The chat's probably like, it's such and such. Anyway, I sold theirs for almost $100. Wow. Again, a 1 quarter invested. So,
man, way to go.
Sealed cassette. I sold the Chumbawamba Tub Thumping the other day. I can't remember what I said. I got out of that like $30.
That video cracked me up too. I like that one. I get knocked down.
So silly. Yeah, Drew just does it. He just rolls with the punches when I go to record stuff now. JRKR 1964 got the sale. Listen, one day Drew come home like from dropping off the kids. He's like, I got to get to work. And I was like, hey, do you have just a few minutes before work? And he literally agrees to go out to this like empty parking lot with me with other businesses around it. I'm in a ball gown and take pictures of me in the Bronco like before work. Gosh, love him. I mean,
aww.
The stuff he has to put up with me. Never turn promoted listings on store-wide. Consistent listing works for me too.
I like Junkersfield here. I have a sealed TNMT. One sold for $450. Then I'm selling too low. Huh.
Wow. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's what he means.
I have a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not sealed, but I've had it listed for over a year, and it's down to like $50 now. You would think if it was going to sell, this would be the season, right?
Halloween, huh?
It's just sitting there, and I regret picking it up. I can't get out of promoted listings now, guys. If I ever try to leave, then eBay's literally already told me I'm dead to them. So, yeah. They're all talking about cutting out sugar now. All right. Can sugar be an emotional support pet? I think most things can be. As long as you have a doctor's note or make one up. I make 4 different kinds of sweets for a shop where one of my booths is, but I don't eat them. My hubby now, that's a different story. Nice. Sold as okay, that's one. Oh wow, yeah, that's nuts, huh? I don't know. What's your best flip ever? You have to have the story that you tell everyone when you try to explain what reselling is. What is it?
Oh, okay, I like this one. So I was trying to go to a yard sale, and I got squirrel brain and saw a yard sale sign over here. Okay, I'll go to that one. And then that led me to another one over there. I'll go to that one. Go to that. The one that I wanted to go was way down the road, and it took me the whole entire morning to get to it because I kept bouncing from one place to the next, finding new yard sale signs. By the time I got to this yard sale, they had closed up. They were done. Everything was pushed out onto the curb, and it was just kind of garbage stuff. It was broken baskets and dirty looking clothes, and I kind of kicked over one box and was like, yeah, there's nothing here. And then there was a little glint down there. I said, well, what's that? And pull it up. Snow globe. It's a snow globe. And I'm like, I don't do snow globes. Those things break in the mail. But I kind of turn it over. There's a Wizard of Oz snow globe. Oh. It's a nice snow globe. I like the look of this thing. And I found on the bottom a little thing. turned it, it started playing music, and the figure inside the snow globe rotated, and the
Wow.
carousel around the outside of it rotated too. I'm like, well, son of a gun, it works. It plays music. It played Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and it had all these moving parts, and it was in great shape. There was one tiny little pedal off of one little decoration that was busted. And I was like, well, this thing's in really good shape. I'll just take it home and figure it out. I carelessly put it into my trunk. I drive the thing home, and I looked for it, and I could not find any comps for this. There was cheaper, worse looking snow globes all over eBay for like $100, 75 bucks, 60 bucks. And I said, well, goodness, this is way better than any of those. So I listed it at 400, just to the sky. I said, there's no way I'll get 400, but let's see what happens. And it stayed up there for a couple of months, and I got an offer for like 50 bucks. I got an offer for 75. I'm like, I don't think so. Let's just see where this goes. Later on, I got an offer for 250 bucks on a free snow globe. And this lady
Wow.
was a big time Wizard of Oz collector. She was so excited to have it. I wrapped that baby with probably $100 worth of bubble wrap. I put
Yeah.
it in the mail. I sent that off to her, and she was thrilled to have it. She sent me a thank you letter and everything afterwards. Thank you so much. It arrived safely. You packed it so carefully. 250 out of nothing at a sale that I didn't even show up to before they closed.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah.
probably better. Who knows? They might have wanted $12 for the thing.
It could be. Maybe they were asking too much and they got fed up with it by the end of the day.
I wonder, had you went to the yard sale and saw it sitting on the table with like even a $20 price tag, if you would have looked twice at it.
Probably not. To be honest,
Like
I probably wouldn't have.
the appeal might have been in the fact that it was the shiniest piece of garbage on the side of the road. You
I
know what
think
I'm
you're onto
saying?
something there. Yeah. Yeah,
Like you might not
absolutely.
have even picked it up
And
if
it
it,
clearly got passed up by a bunch of other people who had looked at that pile of garbage too, which
yeah.
cracked me up.
And you were just like, well, I gotta make lemonade out of lemons here. Let's pick the best
Oh,
thing and
yeah.
take it home.
And this kind of actually segues into one of my other favorite stories. And this one's not about me. This is a story that somebody else told me a while back on value. Value. And
Mhm.
this is one of my favorite topics in the world is value. This guy back in the 70s was like a candle maker. He did these little candles. They would dip their candles and have different colored wax and things in it. And then they would hot knife carve it and twist it and make little candle sculptures. You've
Yeah.
probably seen these. You can still find them in niche shops
Mhm.
sometimes, but they were real big in the 70s. And he did little ones, and $5 here, $5 there, and yeah, made a few bucks to, some spending loot. And one time he decided to make a really big, enormous one like this. And he's like, goodness, I don't know what I should charge for this thing. It's really cool looking. So he's like, $75 on it. Put 75 bucks on it in his little stand at the store. Nobody bought it. Nobody looked at it. They bought his little cheapy ones. 60 bucks, nothing. 50 bucks, still had it. 20 bucks, nothing at all. He was selling it for the price of the wax.
Wow.
Nothing. And he goes, this isn't working. Hang on. And he goes and scratches out the price tag and he puts $300 on this thing. And it sold like that. It sold like that. And the lesson out of that one is value is very fluid. Value has a lot to do with what's around you, what's happening at the time, the perspective of the buyer. The perception of the value is just as important as the actual value of the item in other situations. This guy couldn't sell it for cheap. He could only sell it for expensive. And that's something that I kept with me. And so I'll price some of my items way high to the sky because maybe that item wouldn't sell cheap.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it. I remember my dad here at one point, one of the antique malls where I live, giving that advice to someone: don't price the stuff too cheap. People won't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. Like if you walk into an antique booth and it's a bunch of $5 stuff, you're thinking it's $5 junk.
Yeah.
And you're not there to buy that. You see stuff at like $250, $50, and you might be more apt to buy it. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Absolutely. The perception of value. And as a seller, you can control that a lot by what you do. One way that people control it is markdown sales. This item is $500, marked down to $100. What a
Do you
deal.
do markdowns?
Yes, everything is marked down in my store. Usually 10% or beyond.
Maybe I should consider that, doing like I do store-wide sales on occasion, especially I'll do like 10% because I'm like I have best offers turned on most things, and I'm like if someone offered me 10% less, I'd take it. But then I always
Do
have
you
like
get good offers on your best offers? Do you get reasonable offers or is it all lowball?
it's reasonable for the most part, and sometimes It honestly depends on the day. Like this lady, I had a belt listed for $49.99 and she offered me $18 last night. And I was
Wow.
like, really, lady? And I was a little irritated and I countered her back at 39. I decided not to be a jerk and say 47. I just said $39. It took $10 off. So me coming off 10, she comes up to $20. And I was like, and I said, I'm not dealing with this right now. Let it set. And then, so I let it set, which gave me like a clarity in my mind to think about it. And when I came back to it today, I was like, you know what? I made up $49.99. Like I pulled that out of the sky. This is a used belt. Of course, you should take $20 for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my husband will ask me sometimes, he's like, oh, you got an offer? He's like, well, what do you have it listed for? What do they offer? And I'm like, it's almost irrelevant what I have it listed for sometimes, because if I can't find a price, I'll make it up.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you usually will counter the offers. You sometimes just simply deny them and move on.
I don't ever decline them. And here's why. If someone is interested enough, even if it's if they had offered me $2, I would have said something back. If they're interested enough to stop what they're doing and present an offer, then there are other items they could have done that on. They chose mine. And like
Mm-hmm.
I want to like preserve that conversation and actually continue it. So I try to counter offer as much as possible. You'd have to catch me in one heck of a mood before I just outright decline. I mean, I get moody sometimes
That's
though.
cool.
So
That's cool. And you're keeping them engaged that way because you send them an offer and they keep countering back and forth, and that way you've kind of got their attention, which is
yeah.
really important. What's your click through rate? Do you know?
No, I don't. And I honestly, my store is on all of my YouTube videos. It's on my Instagram, and I know that people click through there, so I try not to
Looky
worry about
loose.
it a whole lot, because I know some people are just clicking through to see stuff, either
Yeah.
what I listed or what I'm selling or anything like that. Like I know some people are just looking at the store, like how does her picture, stuff like that. So I don't really look at it, to be honest with you. I probably should though, huh?
It's a helpful metric if you're trying to achieve certain things, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's not something that I'd spend a whole lot of time on. It's just like, oh, well, my click through rate went up when I did this or down when I did that. And you can
Oh.
kind of adjust things, and it gives you feedback in close to real time as to exactly what's working for you.
Gotcha, gotcha. Um, I decline $1 offers. Yeah, I've had a few people like come in super crazy and rude. I feel like they're almost not really making an offer, they're making an insult, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
good night, Danielle. I see Collins, Chrissy Collins here saying, oh, there she is. Good night, Danielle. I do store wide sales Monday through Thursday night, Friday and Saturday night. It seems to boost my algorithms. Maybe I should do a few more like I used to a little bit more, and I feel um like if you do a sale and you take 10% off, then eBay, like that revenue is lost. It is just you're taking 10% off, period. But if
Mm-hmm.
you do a promoted listing and you give that same amount, like 7%, 10%, whatever, to eBay, then I feel like that is going to speak to their algorithm, because they're gonna be like, wait, we're not getting 13%, we're getting 23% on this one. And so like eBay has more reason to push your listing out over the others, because it's the same 10% to you, whether you do a sale or a promotion. But eBay has increased reason to push it out if the 10% is going to them versus just being lost in the internet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess that's why I do promote it over markdowns now, but there's more than one way to catch a fish, right?
Oh, absolutely. And depending on your niche, certain ways may make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I do a lot of vintage and designer more than anything else. And I do a lot of stuff you can't find other than going on eBay. But that doesn't mean I'm the only one with that item, but you can't find it anywhere else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So why not sell that stuff, right? Because it has to sell. Oh, I listed something today. It's a coin sorter, and let me pull this up real quick, because the sell through rate, whenever I got ready to list it, I was like, that sell through rate is insane. It's a Royal Sovereign quick sort, and currently there are 8 of them listed. It's this coin sorting machine.
Cool.
So, and there's 8 listed, and then I filter and I click sold, and in the last 90 days 43 have sold.
Wow.
I picked it up
Oh,
for,
that's an enormous sell through.
yes, I was like, 8 listed and 43. Every single one of these are going to sell, plus 4 times that in the next
Mm-hmm.
90 days. I was like, I can almost ask what I want. Even if mine's the last one to sell, it'll eventually raise the market for all of these.
True.
So I listed mine in line with the highest price sold comp at like $54, $59. When there are some available for like 30 something dollars, but you know what? Mine's not. It doesn't have to be, right?
Yours is promoted.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I have GSP. So sometimes you can get a higher price if you have international shipping available.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do counter offers too because I learned eBay counts that as activity in your store. That's true. That's true. You have to type it exactly like it shows. Oh yeah, with the tagging people. Yeah, that's true, Trevor. I bought 54 new old stock 90s Harley Davidson t-shirts at an estate sale today.
Ooh.
I cannot
Wow.
believe the stuff he finds at
Wow.
an estate sale. Bundled up with other stuff, so they cost me $2 each, and they're a size 2X.
Oh my goodness, you can't lose.
If there
That
was
is
ever,
amazing.
wow. If you want to, unload all 54 at one time, just do a whatnot, Christopher. He would never be on camera for that, ever.
I
Oh,
see
I'm on mobile. Yeah.
Dawn Wilson here says, I just subbed. Thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate you.
Oh, I hope you guys are all subbing up, Will. He's got incredibly impressive content and editing skills to end all editing. Like your
Thanks so
stuff,
much, Rachel. We got
like,
crazy stuff in the pipeline. I'm so excited for some of the stuff coming up. There's a video on steering wheels that's just going to be, when I'm laughing, writing it down, it's going to be good. I can't wait for this one. Video game steering wheels.
Do you watch Evie Flippy McFlipperson?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
they're
I
fun.
love your editing and I love his editing. It's just like an escape from all other reselling content. It's so entertaining. It's such good stuff. Holly said, I had my whatnot onboarding this evening. I thought I would never get approved. Thanks to Rachel, I'm prepping for my first show. You're amazing. Oh, thanks, Holly.
Ooh, way to
Please
go.
tell me when your first show is going to be. Please. And remind me because there might have been like 3 people telling me and I want to come to it. So let's see here. Mary says, I send a counter offer at the listing price and say, please make a reasonable offer. I will assume you're a scammer and you will be blocked. So my mom got a eBay offer in her store that was full price. Like that's almost always a scam,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Usually, or they're trying to delay it. They want to pay you in several days, and
Oh, you're
eventually they'll
right.
just let the time run out and they pay you. It
Yeah.
could sometimes be a competitor who wants to just put your listing out too, and
Yes.
they want it off for a couple of days so they can sell their thing. I don't know how often that really occurs and how often it's just flaky buyers. But
Yeah.
yeah, if I get an offer for the exact price that it's already listed at, no thank you, pass.
Yeah, because it's either way, something's not right. Like something's not lining up.
You think through it as a buyer, why would you put in an offer like that? And
Yeah.
if you can't come up with a good reason for it, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Nah, never
That's
mind,
true. That's
pass.
good advice. Dawn says had a pair of red patent shoes on Depop, marked down 50%, and girl wanted another 50% off when she sent the offer. Golly, will they ever stop? That's crazy. What editing software are you using, and where are you getting your music? Because I love the music that you have in your videos.
Oh, thanks, Rachel. Yeah, it's Apple Loops, so it's all free stuff. I edit on a Mac, and so I'll use GarageBand to make the music and just kind of plug and play. All right, let's play that pre-made thing and this pre-made drums and this. So almost all my music comes from Apple Loops, and it's royalty free. You can use it in YouTube videos all day long without getting copyright strikes, which that
Wow.
appeals to me. Now, there's
Yeah.
one song that is not Apple Loops, and this is one that my brother actually did for me. He does rock music. He's
Uh-huh.
got a band, they do their own recording and stuff. He does editing, and he made up a song just for me. And so that's my theme song that you'll see in some of the videos or the bumper music at the beginning and the ends. And
Oh, that's pretty cool.
that was custom made just for the channel.
Nice. That's
And it
my intro music was custom made by a kid that beatboxes in my town.
so cool.
And so
It
he
sounds so
did
good.
his is like layered, like what you were just talking about. He would do like a drum part and like a whistly part and a high, and he layered it all together, and then he worked in my name in there. Well, he says Miss Strickland in my music.
That's
Pat Dees is
cool.
leaving. He's in Florida working and having fun. I didn't realize you were in Florida. Thanks for being here, Pat Dees. Thank you so much. I blocked my first buyer over offers the other day. A $10 figure they offered $4 for. I countered $8.50 and told them any less and I'd lose money, and they kept offering $4.50. Do you ever block buyers?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'll block ones that ask too many questions. Well, exists more of like a mauve, or is this kind of like a maroon? And can you measure the openings of the sleeves? And then they'll say, and then the length, and then can you measure the neck? And they block, done.
And
This
it's
is
like
the
you don't
kind of
have all
buyer
those
who's going to
measurements.
send it back to me no matter what it says. It wasn't quite right. Yeah, it's my size, but I didn't like it. I'm sending it back.
Do you offer free returns?
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
I did for a time. That is done. We're done with free returns.
Were you burned on free returns? What happened?
Yeah, just too much of that. It's nice and all, but I don't want this anymore. I think I'm going with a different shirt. You can't help that.
No,
So,
especially not when it's not a free return for you. You're paying for return shipping.
sure.
Yeah,
No,
that's
and shipping keeps getting more expensive through COVID.
right.
Shipping prices nearly doubled for all the first class that I'm sending a lot of. It's nearly doubled since the beginning of COVID. And so
Yeah,
the things I had a profit margin on before, I would lose my profit margin and then some if I get a return on it. So it's just now it's buyer pays returns on everything, but if I screw up, they're refunded immediately
sure.
and they keep the item.
Yeah.
I don't mess with that. It's a good sale. I describe the items right. I send it to them, and if it was my mistake after all of that, I pay for it and be done, and I move on because I got other stuff to list.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Other things to do in life. Snowberry Vintage has a good point here. When I'm selling similar, click on a sold listing and sell similar from a sold listing. She says, I
Mm-hmm.
figured there's something about their listing that caused theirs to sell first. And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah. Even if it was a keyword that they had in the title that caused theirs to get in front of the right buyer, I'm with you. I
Just watch
copy it.
because some of their item specifics are wrong. It'll say in the title red shirt, but then in the description it'll say gray.
Yeah.
So just be careful. You always want to check it over. But yeah, I save a lot of time doing that too, as well.
That's true. I have the same question, Variety Flipper, and you might contact George the Antique Nomad and see if he could tell you. That's the only person I've ever questioned about Murano glass. Or Christopher, I
Yeah.
buy chit. Do you know how to tell Murano glass that you would be able to help us? Do you know, Will?
I have one Murano item, and the only reason I knew it was because it had the sticker still on the bottom, and that's it.
I
Uh,
just
Same
sub.
with Fenton. I don't really do Fenton. I don't do Murano. It's just heavy to ship.
Oh, yeah. Especially since you're on the coast.
hmm
Just sub to Will. I always got an E for follows directions on my report card.
Cheryl Shiny Squirrel, thanks so much.
Nice. I need to learn how to beatbox to make my own intro. Can you beatbox, Will? You strike me as the type of
Goodness,
guy that could probably
no.
beatbox.
Oh, no, not at all. I have the Rock Band drum set because I'm trying to learn some rhythm, but it does not come naturally, not to me or to my kids.
No, dang. So
Nah,
none of
that
y'all are
is
dancing over there.
goodness. No. Well, if I do, people get up and leave. They sure don't watch.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I my husband can I'm not gonna say he can like full on do a song beatboxing, but he can do a lot of different noises. Just maybe hasn't learned how to like mesh them all together.
If you got it, you got it. And Scott, I think you should go for this. I don't think you should be hesitant at all. Go for that beatboxing.
Yeah, I would absolutely watch that video.
Bring it on.
Well, I don't sell clothes. Yeah, people will use you as like a try-on room. They really will.
hmm
Abby's recording a ukulele jingle for our intro. Oh, that's so cool. I forgot this. Yes, Mary is going to be YouTubing with her daughter, right, Mary? I'm not telling you this wrong, right? She says Abby's her 9-year-old. I'm not telling the wrong story here. People need to be subbing that up. Okay. Murano is heavy and polished on the bottom. Yeah, the stuff that I got, it looked really weird, and I'm with you. If it doesn't have a sticker on it, that's like
hmm
glassy baby. If people identify it by the sticker, I'm like, what if the sticker's not there?
hmm
There's got to be
And
some other identifying mark.
well, they've got booklets you can get. So you could get a Fenton booklet, you could get a Murano booklet, and they'll catalog all the different years and all the things that they made. And sometimes they'll even have like a section in the back that'll say, okay, here's some fakes, and here's how you can identify the fakes. I'll be honest, though, it's just not something I want to keep all up here. So I stick to my other niches more.
It is a
More
lot.
power to the people that want to do Murano and Fenton, though. I know there's money in it.
There really is. I was just saying yesterday when we were at a store looking at buying out the store, to be honest with you, I said there's people that can look at this wall of vases and tell you which one vase is worth $200, like
Oh,
Christopher,
yeah.
because he just sold a random vase. I thought it was a tall shot glass, and it sold for like $150, $250. Trevor said he can
Nice.
beat a box. And Judy has subbed to you also. You guys are epic.
Judy, thank you.
Where's the Squid Hat? Did you even bring him?
Here we go. Here we go. This is my yard selling hat right here.
So tell
Hang
the
on.
story about how
I'm
this
gonna
thing
take
got
this off.
started.
All right, I can't hear you for a second, just so
Okay.
you know.
We could say anything we want about him right now, guys, and he doesn't know.
All right, so this is my yard sailing hat. A lot of times I'll go out, as long as I'm feeling in the groove that morning, I'll wear this thing to the yard sale and just kind of see how people react to it, which is a lot of fun. I really need this on. Let's see if I can do this both. We're going to multitask.
All right, testing.
And I get a really positive reaction from everybody on this. Some people will laugh at me, or the kids will point and smile. Mommy, look at what kind of hat that man's wearing. And they'll be like, don't comment about it. That's rude. And I'm like, no, check it out. It's crazy.
Don't comment about it.
Yeah, but I'll use it as a conversation starter more than anything else. This is a warm opening. Someone can just look at that and laugh and go, "What the heck are you wearing on your head?" And I can smile and start engaging with them immediately. As part of negotiation for me. This is part of how I start up a conversation where I can begin asking about the items they have. I can begin asking about what reasons they're selling the stuff for, if it's moving, if it's spring cleaning, getting rid of collection, whatever it is. And I can much more easily start a dialogue when they're laughing. And so I use that as one of the ways that I approach yard sales.
And like,
to
I
get
hope you work
instant
that into your speech
rapport.
about negotiation.
I didn't end up putting that one in there because it flowed really well without it.
Yeah.
But a lot of those concepts directly relate to that. You'll hear me talking about getting them to laugh. And that's one of the ways I do that. There was one lady in one of the recent videos I put up, and she goes, "Oh, we got a knucklehead over there." And I pointed right at her and said, "How did you know? How could you tell?" And she was laughing and went right on up and started chit-chatting with her. And it just brings the defenses down so quickly. So this works really well for my style, but it might not work for everybody else. Still, I think everybody who can approach a yard sale, can approach an estate sale, whatever, and get the people to laugh will have a much easier time than someone who can't.
That's true, because you don't know who's getting out of the car at your yard sale. So you do have
Yeah.
defenses up, because you're like, is this someone that's going to lowball everything I have? Are they going to kick my stuff like it's junk? Is this like, who is this person? And yeah, if you get out of the car, making them
That sounds
laugh,
like the voice of experience right there.
well, I mean, you never, having yard sales myself and being at the yard sale and like trying to find that icebreaker, that conversation starter.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like when I waited tables, that was something that I heard early on, that because I waited tables for 6 years when I was younger, but I heard early on that if you could have a conversation starter piece to wear it. If it was an interesting pin, and I had this belt buckle, I still have it, that was like a Ford seat belt, and I would wear that because that was at almost eye level when I walked up to their table, and people would always comment on the belt buckle. And that was like a way to start, like, people suddenly they trusted you, suddenly they liked you. They definitely weren't going to leave without leaving you a good tip. You know what I mean?
Good.
So yeah, I guess kind of similar to the same thing. I love how much you study like the psychology of buying and selling.
Oh, it's critical. Absolutely important to what I do. At the yard sales, you're negotiating a whole lot. At estate sales, a little bit. Some of them will negotiate with you, and there are certain ways you can condition the conversation to make them receptive to that. And they're always positive things. I'll go way into it in the Reseller Summit because that's the appropriate forum for getting deep in the woods on that stuff. But the gist of it is, I believe that if people were to use these principles that I use, all the yard sales would be better. Everybody would get better deals. Everybody would leave happier. The sellers would be happier. The buyers would be happier. Great deals would be made. And I think the community as a whole would benefit. As opposed to simply, you mentioned the people that are going to kick over the stuff. They're going to lowball you immediately. I'll give you $1. And you're like, dude, I have a sticker on it that says $40. What do you mean $1? Less of that, more of the negotiations that I'm going to be talking about at the Reseller Summit. And I think the whole entire community will benefit.
I have to watch it because I can't say I really love negotiating, which is funny because I've worked in real estate for 15 years and it's just not my favorite part. And so I'm going to watch it for sure. And I know I'll learn some stuff from it. Everyone has given me an education on Glassy Baby, and it is apparently embossed on the bottom. I never knew that. I thought it was the sticker alone. So I totally learned something.
Cool.
I'm not gonna say that Nancy dresser jar I sold last Christmas went for $1,200.
Wow,
that's nuts. Also could be check glass, which is absolutely gorgeous. Close second to Murano. Mary knows a lot about glass. Drew said, I heard beatbox. He said your yard sale hat sucks because it's a squid. I see what he did there. If Will wears that hat, no one will notice the GoPro. That's true.
Actually, yeah, you're onto something there. Though these arms stick way down. Here's what I found in the video. They stick all the way down to the GoPro. So the squid kept covering up my camera during it. I had to cut out a lot of footage that I liked.
Oh, no.
Otherwise. Yeah, so I got to pin the arms of it somewhere or something so it doesn't keep happening. Let me show you. This is not made on any other videos. This is an exclusive one. This channel only. I don't just have the squid hat. I have another hat. This is a manatee right here that I actually sewed a beanie to back in college because I wanted to wear a manatee on my head.
Because why not? Oh, nice.
And I've worn this hat skiing, and it is very, very warm. I got inspired by, if you remember, old Jackie Chan film, Jackie Chan's First Strike. He goes skiing with this makeshift hat that he just grabs off of a stand, and it's this big old seal. And he goes skiing down the slope with it, fighting people on the ski slope, wearing this silly, crazy hat. And I said, I need one of those.
Oh.
Couldn't find one. I looked and looked and looked. I couldn't find one. So I made my own out of that stuffed animal. That's going to be a yard sailing hat now, too.
That's
Since
awesome.
the squid's gone over so well, that one, they'll just trade out. We'll go back and forth. Squids one day, we're going to have manatees the other day.
I made my son a golf head cover out of a teddy bear the other day, kind of the similar thing, but we sewed a sock inside of it so that it'll be a head cover. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Scott had such a funny thing here. I hope he wears one of those pins that squirts disappearing ink with the hat. No one hits him with the film.
Oh my goodness, that'd be fun.
Good night, Fireball Flippers. That would be funny. Just subscribe to Reseller Madness. Hello, Candace, and thank you for subscribing.
Thanks so
much. For Glass, Crazy Lamp Lady, Dr. Lori, and the lady with the tink in her name. Sorry, I can't remember. Are excellent. Nice.
I just love how much knowledge there is in these comment sections. This makes me so happy that we mention things like Murano glass, and you guys are just on it.
I know.
You know people that are already doing that.
I thought that was a brand, and then who was it that said that it's actually made on the Isle? Murano can be old and new. It's made on the Isle of Murano in Venice, Italy. Inside it's a dying art, so it's a type of glass. I always assumed it was a brand.
Wow. Yeah. Same.
We're learning so much.
Goodness gracious, this is great.
Those fashion belts are made by Buckle Down. I don't know if he's being serious or not. I just sold a Baccarat crystal cat figurine for $100. The thumbs up works. Christopher, you've got part of your money back tonight. It's good to know how to negotiate for sure. I love that knowing how to be professional and polite is key. Yes. Pull down your crown from your beauty pageant days. It's up there. It's hiding. It's right there. With Barbie dolls inside of it right now because I love vintage Barbies.
No kidding. That's a niche I tried. I just couldn't understand it.
I won't sell them. They're mine.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah, because a lot of people, it's so cute when people are like, look at my 1966 Barbie. They're all always 1966, aren't they? I'm like, no, that is when the the body, when like the copyright is made for the body, like they're all pressed on the back of
Oh.
1966, and people, I'm like, I had that doll as a kid. That thing's from the 90s. It's not 1966.
And
Yeah.
they're still using the original design, huh?
Yeah, well, no, because they're originally from the 50s. You got like the twist and turn Barbie, and
Yeah.
hang on, let me show you. This one is, I know this one does it. I know this one does. Oh, sorry, you swivel all the way over there. She doesn't have pants on though. She only has this apron, so I can't like show you from the back, but hang on, you have to see what she does. Okay. When she walks, her arms move. Do you see this?
How cool is that?
And her head.
Oh,
This
man.
thing is, I found her on Whatnot. I bought like 5 or 6 different dolls. Look how pretty she is. Oh,
and that one is a Barbie, huh?
yes.
I didn't know they made moving Barbies.
Oh yeah, there's all there, like I say, there's one that's a twist and turn, and like the twist and turn waist, her waist is like at an angle. There's all kinds of them, but that one I had never seen one like that, and 2 of them were in that package. I bought those on Whatnot,
Man,
and I want to say I paid $13 for all of them.
that sounds like a steal.
Yeah, and I won the clothes on an eBay auction, and I had more Barbie clothes than dolls to put them on. So I have a turkey legs hat. You could use it for rummaging.
Take it to the bins.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that'd be good. Ryan's back. Hey, Ryan and Christine have a live show on Saturdays where they invite resellers to come on. Like the link to join is I'm gonna guess somebody took care of that Tinder stuff for me. The link to join is always in the chat, and you can jump on and talk about like what good finds, like good things that you found that week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so I said, are you gonna do the show Saturday? Because I found a couple good things, and I want to jump on and show them. So I'm gonna bring some stuff that I found this week to talk about it.
Oh,
But
that's fun.
it
Let me
is a
make sure
fun
I'm
show.
subscribed. What'd you say there?
Gulf Coast Pickers, yeah, Gulf Coast
Oh.
Pickers here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you anything I'm already subscribed.
It doesn't have to be money. We'll donate to your local. What's he gonna play him for? How much knowledge there is in the comment section. He must be talking about me and Trevor. I'm sure that's it. What did I do tonight to have people pop in with an adult dating site? Oh, we'll click on those. Good job, mods. Got them. Yeah, you guys are wonderful. Somebody was quick. They were all, oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Look at the mod status. Showed up in the hockey streams. That's crazy. My arms move when I walk too, but you're not as pretty as she is, though, Trevor. Trevor, his wife sent me some vintage Barbie clothes. Yeah. I think I put some of them on some of those dolls. Red, like a bandana shirt and some bell bottoms and stuff. 2 tubs of vintage Barbies to list. How vintage, Mary? What all are they? I'm vintage, but in poor condition. Just got a message about an old rotary phone listed as untested. They want to know if it has a strong dial tone. Wow. Yeah, I had someone ask me about a phone, and I was like, I don't have a landline to test this to. Do you list stuff untested ever, Will?
Totally depends on it. Phones, I'll just plug them in and see if they actually turn on, and that's good enough for me because I never find dead phones that turned on. But yeah, I'll list stuff that's untested. I just put it in the title right there. Untested. May work, may not. As is. And I sell it cheap.
Look at this. You're talking about knowledge in the chat. The person who wanted to know about Murano immediately got hooked up with Christopher, sent him pictures, was able to confirm it's definitely Murano.
That makes my day.
I know. It's incredible. The knowledge, like everyone is an expert in something. I'm like, when you put us all together, we're really unstoppable. And that's the whole point of the community is like putting us all together. You need something like Coach or Louis Vuitton or Gucci authenticated, send it to me. You need to know about glass, send it to this person. You know, like everyone's an expert in something. What's that one niche that
too much to know everything? You just can't. You can't know everything. You can know a little bit about everything, but you can't know it all. Somebody else does, and you're right. It makes sense to know all of those people.
What's the one thing that you're like, test me on this? I got this.
Video games, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I'll look at the box of 200 video games and go, yeah, that one there, that's the one to buy.
Ah,
Absolutely.
Nice.
I love it.
Cheryl, thanks for subbing to Will. Did you see my haul of video games I got for 10 cents a
I
piece?
did. That was crazy. That was crazy. If we had bought that out here, that would have been like $4 to $5 per game, and
Dello
that's
bought
the cheap
them from
price.
me. He's been listing them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're selling, and since he's got next to nothing in them, because I sold him, he bought 5 of the like 6 maybe crates that I got, and I sold him, at what I bought him for. I want to say he ended up paying like $15 for everything, and the first game that sold for 14.99.
All right. That's fantastic.
I was like, you
Is that
serious?
is that his niche that he wants to go into? He wants to do video games?
Oh, he's a sneakerhead. If he had one thing he
He
could resell, it'd be
is.
sneakers. But he kind of just resells whatever I tell him is going to make him money.
The Nikes, the Adidas, the Jordan. Does he chase the limited releases and such too?
He's really a Yeezy fan, but he does
Mm.
have 2 pair of Jordans now, and he'll get certain ones that he puts like on his Christmas list.
Ah, okay.
And he knows he'll end up getting them from somebody, and he'll save his money. But right now he's saving his money for a vehicle, so that's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saying they feel vintage and they feel antique. Anyone know of a reseller in Northern Virginia? Where are F3 Flips Finds Fun? They're in Virginia. I think it's Northern Virginia. Am I wrong about that? I think Jan, Flips Finds Fun is in Virginia, if no one's answered that yet. I'm not intimidated by glass, but the Barbies had me stopped. Oh, that's true. Sometimes stuff just like I can't get past trying to figure it out, and I can't get it listed.
Mm-hmm. Some of that stuff, it makes sense to just go with it anyway. Just price it wherever you're hoping to get and take an offer on that stuff.
Yeah.
I've gotten hung up too much on researching prices on certain things and eventually realized I could have listed 10 other items in that meantime and may as well just get what I can get for it and move on. And if
Mm-hmm.
I get half of what somebody else is getting, so what? I made money on it and I moved on.
If your price is good enough, then what? It's going to sell fast? Is that the worst thing that's going to happen? It's going to sell
Hmm.
lightning fast?
Oh man,
Exactly
my
what you
stuff
asked?
sold. What a bummer.
Right. Yeah, we can make a whole reel about that. Okay, video game question.
Ah,
Why was Konami removing the button controllers on their arcade track and field game with the rollerball the greatest gamer travesty of the last century? I'm still bitter.
removing the buttons from that. Why did they remove it?
On their
Um,
arcade track and field game.
I'm gonna go with it cost too much to manufacture it that way, and they wanted to cut costs and took them off.
And why was it the greatest travesty?
Hmm. Hmm. Because somebody had a tattoo of those buttons, and after that was removed, it didn't make sense to have a tattattoo anymore.
That's true.
I
Yeah, I
have
heard
no
that. That was
idea.
on
I
the
got
late
no
show.
idea.
I challenge us to list 5 items this week of something that intimidates us. What do I have right now that intimidates me? I have some quilts I was intimidating the list. I went ahead and just did it for like $250 a quilt. We'll see if anyone offers something that's probably
Huh.
overpriced.
Like the handmade quilts, the needlework and such?
Hmm.
Oh, that's something. Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of money in it, but I never really got into the quilt thing. What would you look for in quilts?
Well, hand stitching is important. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you can tell if it's machine stitched or not. And I'm sure certain like patterns go for more money than other ones. The ones that I had were the double wedding ring. If you don't know what the pattern is, you can use Google Lens and it'll be able to help you out.
Oh, pretty
Fun,
cool.
unusual colors, perhaps. Um, I don't think you really want them to be stained. Pretty good, pretty good condition unless they're like super old and maybe that
Ah,
age allows a poorer condition. I don't really know a whole lot about quilts. That's why I was intimidated by them, but I just listed them high.
oh, slick.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Maybe somebody gives me a lower offer and I figure out what they're actually worth. Did you bring a paper and a marker tonight?
I did. I did. Actually, my beautiful wife brought it in because I forgot the paper and the marker, but she got me covered.
Oh man. Keith, I saw your Yeezys in one of your videos. I saw that. Nike is coming for resellers. Yeah. I thought tonight, guys, let me scroll to the bottom real quick and Commonwealth Pickers, Virginia. Yeah, he's in the Commonwealth. don't know where. Anthony C is Virginia. Really?
Hey, here's the thing. If you're looking for local flippers that you want to meet, just host a yard sale. Just advertise it on Craigslist, advertise it on Facebook Marketplace, and then go out on your front doorstep, put out a bunch of junk that you're trying to get rid of, old, slow-moving inventory, and the resellers will come to you, and you can just meet everybody. Hey, how's it going? What do you do? Have a conversation. Remember how I said startup conversations?
Yeah.
That goes for my sales, too. I'll sit out there and just chat with everybody, and I meet flippers that do different niches that I don't want to do. And so I'll send them stuff. Hey, dude, I got a bunch of DVD players that I really don't want to sell. You want to do this? Take them and just kick me a couple of bucks. We'll go to McDonald's. You know? And so I'll give them a couple $100 worth of DVD players that I don't want to deal with, and they'll give me $20 and we'll take the kids to McDonald's.
That's pretty awesome.
But just meet flippers in your area by drawing them to you, which is
a good idea.
the easiest way to do it.
I hardly ever have a yard sale. I need to before it gets super cold. I'll just pull out a bunch of stuff out of my house that I don't want to list and stuff maybe out of the death pile. No, Will, the rollerball allowed noobs to erase all the high scores of genuinely talented people across the entire nation. I had the high score on every machine I ever played on, then rollerballs.
Oh, Scott, you set me straight.
He's not saucy about it either, is he? Patterns are key on quilts. Yeah, nice. Most of us guys love to see you in the stream. Nice. Most of I was one vetting your score, Scott. Okay, so guys, I thought that it would be really cool if we brought our let me buy you a drink game back tonight. Have you ever seen this game before?
Buy you a drink game. You know, I think I caught this on one of your streams.
Oh,
I don't remember exactly how it goes. Fill me in.
Yeah, I love it when people are unfamiliar. No, I genuinely do. There's always a nice look of surprise that I really like. I want you to think. Here, I'll click off of all this. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, guys. If I missed anything that was important, repost it. I want you to think of something really incredible. Don't say it out loud, okay? Keep this in your head. But I want you to think of something incredible that you found recently or that sold recently. Something that we didn't talk about tonight, though, okay? So it doesn't have to be like a high dollar sale necessarily. Something that was interesting. Just think about it, but don't say it out loud. Let me know when you have an idea about something. It doesn't even have to be recent. I said recent. I don't care when it was. Something that was, or maybe that was sold. Surprising, sold, found, anything. And yeah, after I got all your stories, so we know it can't be a wheel stream. You got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Put the paper on top of your head. Okay, and draw a picture of what the item was. And as soon as you show it to the chat and say, say go, and then I'm going to post the word go in the chat, guys. The chat is going to try to guess what it is based off of your head drawing there. And the first person to get it right wins a $5 drink. They will DM me over on Instagram what their PayPal is, and I'll send them $5. So go ahead and start drawing.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
He's going to crush it, right?
Yeah.
You guys don't know, Trevor, 10th Street Market, is like the king at this game. So he's the one to beat, guys. Like, Lindsay, cover his eyes or something. I met Kristen last Sunday at Junk Stock. She's so sweet. I'm seriously thinking of selling at Junk Stock in the spring. I'm thinking of it too, Cheryl. I want to. My HOA requires us to have a lumber mill. All right, guys. So hold your guesses until I type the word go in the chat, okay? And would you consider yourself an artist, Will? Are you a good drawer?
I'm going to go with no for today.
Normally, when you can see the paper, are you pretty good?
Passable.
Okay.
Technically, it's an arts degree, film production, but the Bachelor of the Arts, does that mean anything maybe, possibly?
I think you're the first person with an art degree that has played this game.
I don't recommend an arts degree.
We have,
okay,
yeah, that's right. Melanie did beat Trevor one time.
All
okay,
right.
So go ahead
I'm as done as we're going to get. But
show it. You'll have to hold it there for a second before it really
Can we do like a drum roll? Get this thing going.
Absolutely.
A little suspense, right? Right, ready? Okay, here we go.
You let me
I'm better than I thought.
You let me explain that whole Deckham game like you've never seen it.
All right. Here's my drum roll.
Okay,
Oh
guys.
my gosh.
Okay. Put it up there and hold it up there. They're dying laughing. Okay, go for real this time, guys. I feel like that looks like Perry the Platypus, but it's a sloth in a wheelchair eating a donut. Let's see.
Wow.
It is a plane, an elephant. Just keep on holding up there. An airplane, a toilet, Pikachu, an anvil. It's not an anvil. It does look like that. Let's see. Star
Pick and
Wars.
Preacher just got it.
Oh, really? Pick and Preacher. Okay, let me go back up. I missed it. Why am I not seeing it? What is it?
It's a X-wing starfighter from Star Wars.
Oh, that's the one I was about to read.
Yeah.
Wait. That is incredibly specific. Hold this drawing back up. Hold it right up here so we can all really see it.
Right there.
Keith, you got that out of that? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he went and looked at my Instagram and scrolled down to see what I had sold.
Okay,
Keith,
so
man, great job.
Tell me about the sale. And Keith, I'm gonna buy you a drink. It can be Starbucks, man. It can be whatever. So you just over on Instagram, DM me what your PayPal is, and I'm gonna buy you a drink. I tell you what, I'll send you $10 so your wife can get a drink too. Tell me about the Starfighter.
That's amazing. So I bought up a bunch of Star Wars Legos, big, massive bins of this stuff. And it was early 2000s Legos and such. And I said, how much do you guys want for it? And they're like, $50 for all of the Legos. And I took a look. I'm like, there's minifigs all over the place. I can do $50 for this any day of the week. So I grabbed it all. I brought it home. Didn't really know what I had. Otherwise, I probably would have offered him more. Like, hey, I'll give you more than that. But my son is really into Legos. And he says, Dad, can I build the Legos for you? I said, sure. You want to build them and then I'll sell them? And he goes, yeah, great. So he's building these sets that we normally would not be able to afford. It's $100, $200, $300 sets that he just wouldn't have access to otherwise. And so, here, Dad, finished a Starfighter. Here you go. Plops it down for me. Great. Awesome. Here we go. I put that thing up. I got a couple of lowball offers for it, and then it sold just 2 days ago. And the same guy bought this one and bought that one over here, too. And there's my
How much did you sell it for?
It was incomplete, and I think I got 25 shipped.
Oh, that's a really, wow.
That's one of the cheaper Lego sets.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like a cheap price. Wow.
Yeah, well, it was missing quite a bit, which so is my drawing. But yeah, we got a Starfighter and one of some Imperial something big, massive set like this that's incomplete and still going for about $200.
That's nuts.
If it were actually complete new in box, you'd be talking like $1,200 on that thing.
What type of Lego does your son typically put together? What's he like the most?
They love Star Wars. They like Batman, anything with superheroes in it.
Do they like the Lego Minecraft?
Never really gotten into it. For all the video games that I deal in, they don't play much video games yet. So Minecraft isn't much of a thing to them yet.
Question, did you sell the set assembled and did you ship it assembled?
No, I break it all down because when I put it in the box, there's no way it's getting to the buyer complete. So I put in the listing, will ship at least partially disassembled. Goes in a smaller box that way, ships cheaper. And
my son bought a Star Wars set online, and he paid like $70-something plus shipping. And the guy, like, it was assembled. And truth be told, Della was going to disassemble it anyway because that's the fun of Lego. But this guy just drops it in a box and expected it to arrive to us assembled. Oh. I was like, should I take a picture and send it to this character so he knows that this stuff is, because it didn't have an instruction book. Huh. Yeah. So, I mean, you get on
Legos. Get them all off of Lego's instructions app, which,
but
it's a great app.
That's wild. Let's see here. Yeah, you guys subscribe to the Pick and Preacher for sure. 2,500 or 25? $25.
No, $25. No, I wish I could get 2,500 for a Lego. That would be one heck of a Lego. There was one minifigure out of that lot that I bought that went for $110. One minifigure. And he was just this weird little guy that was only in one set ever.
Yeah.
And that was that big $200 set. He was just the minifig. So I split him out of the set. We sold that all by itself. We sold another one of the minifigs for $35 and then selling the vehicle incomplete. So a lot of the stuff, it doesn't make sense to stick it all together. You separate it as worth more. And that goes for video games too, actually. Some of the older video games, you can sell the box and get so much money for it, and you get the game a la carte, and you get so much for it. You get the manual, you get so much. Put that all together, you made a lot more by parting it out.
Wow.
Great example of this was my very first year reselling. I picked up a Nintendo 64 Pokemon edition. So it's the one with Pikachu on it. His cheeks light up when you turn on the system.
Oh, yeah.
And it had the box. The lady on Facebook Marketplace had the box and had the system, no controller, but it had all the other things in it. And she wanted $150. And I'm like, that's kind of high. And I looked the thing up. I'm like, well, if I just sold it as is, it would be hard to make a profit. But when I split these babies up, you get a lot more for it. So I sold the box alone for $200 plus shipping. And went to Australia, so I can only imagine what they paid for that. And then I sold the console itself and got about $225 on just the console with the cords.
The best we've ever did for a box was like $80, I think, all in. This guy was on a PlayStation 5 maybe box, and I thought that was a lot. You're talking $200, and it went international. That's insane.
Yeah, some of that stuff really goes high. Most of the boxes I sell are $10, $15, and it's boxes for this kind of thing right here. I'll buy up the ZV1 and then sell off the box and kind of take it as a discount on the ZV1.
Jello sells the boxes off of his Apple products, and
yeah,
he sold his old Apple Watch box for $10 plus shipping like 2 weeks ago.
Good.
Yeah. Trevor has the best idea. I always ship my Lego in a grocery sack. Why didn't you draw the minifig that sold for so much?
This was more fun to try and draw.
Yeah, that's true. Bro, I just had Skies of Arcadia box for $55. I also sold Final Fantasy 3 or 4 box no game for $150.
Ha! Those are sweet games too.
That's insane. Washington logs, because Angelo says we had Lincoln logs. Washington logs, that's the generic version, right? Sub to both Will and Pig and Preacher. Nice. I sold a lot of Rolex boxes for good money. Yeah, he reminded me last week, I want to say he said $450.
That's incredible.
Insane.
I think
you and I are in the same
over
market.
500.
Oh, that's
if I remember.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, if you find any Sega Saturn games, let me know. I will buy, possibly, at least trade. Sega Saturn. Danny May is here. Hello, Danny May. Where'd you find this guy? Well, I was watching this really beautiful girls channel, and I was like, look at her guest today. I gotta get that guy on my channel. Cheryl said, I'm tapping out. That Benadryl is kicking in. See you tomorrow at the podcast premiere. Thanks for being here, Cheryl.
Sure, glad you were here.
Did you plan on showing that Einstein picture, or did that just happen to be part of what you had?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
Nice.
But I will say, we have I don't know where the other one went. I may or may not have had a Mona Lisa, too.
That's hilarious. That, whenever I had the hoogs on, Connor pulled down a picture off of his head, and it was this crazy detailed drawing of Drew, of my husband.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they actually ended up auctioning it off on eBay. It went for $50. Lena Simpson bought it and then sent it to us, and now it's Drew's profile picture. So when you see Drew's profile on YouTube, that's what it is.
I love that it has a story to it. That's awesome.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's not crazy. I sold a 1940s Rolex pamphlet for $140. I found a camera today. Drew and I stopped off at an estate sale that said, I thought it was going to be Friday and Saturday. And then I saw a friend sent me, Vanessa actually, sent me the thing out of the newspaper, and it said Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I was like, oh, dang. Okay, I better go ahead and go by there. It started at 8. We went by there at 12 something. So it had only been going for 4 hours. It was almost empty. Wow. I was like,
Oh my
Dude, there's no
goodness.
way you're gonna still be here by Saturday. But I walked in this one closet and there was a whole shelf of photo albums and it said 1956 GI. And like I pull it down and it's all these
Oh,
soldiers. We're talking square black and whites of GIs in the 50s. And
wow.
it's a whole shelf of pictures. And I said, okay, funny question for you. I don't know if this guy is like an estate sale guy, if he knows this family, if he's related to him. It's like, funny question, but are you going to sell the pictures? There's like photo albums. I said, are you going to sell all the albums in the closet? He's like, what are you talking about? He said, I don't know. Those might still have pictures in them. I said, oh, yeah, they do. They're full. That's why. Would you like to sell them? He's like, my wife would kill me. And I was like, oh, okay. I totally appreciate that you're keeping your family photos. A lot of people just junk. And I appreciate that you're keeping them. If you weren't going to keep them, I wanted to buy them. I didn't know that it was his family. And then he kind of looked at me like I was weird the rest of the sale.
Not at all. Not at all. A lot of people do sell those photo albums. Kings of eBay had a short video on this that I really liked. He said some people keep posting videos about finding these photo albums and trying to match them up with their previous owners, going on a long adventure trying to find these people, and the few that actually do manage to find the original owners and get those photo albums back to them, kind of look at it and go, we got rid of that. We don't like Uncle Ted. He was not our favorite guy. What'd you bring us Uncle Ted's pictures back for? So
Oh.
a lot of people actually do intend to sell or get rid of or donate those albums to somebody else who's just going to use them because it doesn't mean anything to the family. And
Huh.
Don the Auction Professor has some great videos too on photos worth selling. And GIs are one of those categories that people really love buying.
Oh, they would have been so good.
Vintage military stuff. There's a lot of collectors for it. So,
I mean,
I
I
mean,
get at minimum $10 a photo when I sell
mhm,
vintage photos. That's a minimum. I've sold some for like 20 to 50, $70 for a photo.
yeah.
And you can get a whole photo. Pittsburgh Picker, Adam's wife Sarah, so it's Adam and Sarah have this channel, and Sarah sold a photo. It was like this couple in the 70s headed to prom, and this
Uh-huh.
guy buys it and used it as his album art. He was putting together a music album, and he's like, this is the cover of my album. And then she looked it up like online because he told her what the band is, and there's the picture that she sent him.
Oh my goodness. Cool.
I was like, isn't that just so cool? And like, to go along with what you were saying, I found a picture. It was like a charcoal drawing in like a resale shop. And I said, who do you think that girl is? I was like, it's signed, it's original. It's got to be from someone like from around here. She's like, I don't know. I do a lot of estate cleanouts. It's probably in the top of a closet or something. That was not good enough for me. I had to know who the girl was. And so I put it out actually on Facebook at the time. I had a friend put it on her Facebook because I'm not on there. And they found the owner within like 12 hours. And it was this lady
Wow.
in a nursing home at a town like 17 miles from here. Her dad had commissioned drawings of her and her sister when they were little girls.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and that she wanted it back.
Whoa.
I
So you had a
know.
success story on that.
Yes, I have a video about it. It's very old. It's over a year old on my channel. But there's a whole video about it. And so I met up with the like it was while the nursing homes were still shut down. You couldn't go because to see that lady's
Mm,
face would have just melted my heart. But you weren't
mm.
allowed to go into the nursing homes, and so I had to meet up with the lady and give it to her. And she's like, she's in like the early stages of dementia and stuff, and but she remembered this.
Oh, wow, that must have been so meaningful.
I was like, that's the best money I ever spent was on that picture. I just loved it so much. It was cool. How much did you sell it back to her for? It only cost her like $75. I'm kidding. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you came on tonight. I could tell by just watching your stuff that you were going to be natural and it wasn't going to be hard to drag, chit chatting out with
Oh,
you.
thanks, Rachel. No, this is a blast. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I would say to anyone that's in the chat that has regular guests on their reselling shows that you're thinking, who should I schedule as a guest? This guy here, Will Reseller Madness. He's Reseller Madness here on YouTube. He's also Reseller Madness on Instagram. Any other platforms that are you TikToking with the
No,
kids these
not
days?
TikTok, I'm afraid.
I can't do
Not
it. I
TikTok. I
can't do
haven't made the leap. And it's a
it.
security thing. If they get their ducks in a row, yeah, sure, maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
My mom says Thanks to everyone for your support. I'll be headed to the post office in the morning. I really appreciate the shout outs and purchases. You guys are awesome. Oh, yeah, Melanie, I'm glad you guys are okay. That was the biggest thing, was that everybody was safe. Scott is too typo-y to stay. But I'm super glad that you've been here. You're going to be on with Danny May again on November 3rd.
I will. You heard about that.
She just posted it.
Too busy. Awesome. Yes, I'm looking forward to that one. Danny, it's going to be a good one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. This is why I'm asking for Will for a future video, because he is a hot commodity. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell everyone, if you want to see how Will test on live, you just go check him out on Danny May, check him out on my channel. You guys are going to love him, and we'll just pass you around YouTube for a while.
Oh, Rachel, thanks so much. I appreciate
Will,
that.
do you know what my catchphrase is? I should always ask guests before I put them on the spot like this. Do you know what it's in my outro of all my videos? The advice I give people?
I do. I love it. Said it myself in the car the other day.
You did?
Yeah. It's like, you know what? Rachel's right. Treat your business like your business.
Bye, guys.